Have
Okay, welcome back to Offbeat Melody, Death Amongst the Stars, the Denouement. Uh, Sorry if I'm going to be a little bit sniffly and congested sounding today, but uh, we are picking up where we left off with, I don't exactly remember exactly where we left off, but previously the final conflict between the Necromancer's forces and the, the group from Melody came to a head. The necromancer was forced to flee under the overwhelming force of this group of terrestrial defenders, uh, forced to sacrifice both the troll and its own dirge crystal in order to escape to enact a last ditch attempt at victory. Uh, Pursuing it, Hal revealing one of his new abilities, uh, pursuing the necromancer to the base of the tree. There, you found they were trying to either slay or awaken the great spirit within the tree. Uh, Before, through the combined efforts of the group, they were put down finally at the hands of Benedict, the hunter's persona. There, I believe you passed out Benedict, or the hunter did, and then Benedict woke up
Correct.
after being revitalized.
Mm-hmm.
And in recovering in those moments, the a new portal seemed to open up. So the webs of reality split open struck by an aperture of bone. Uh, Possibly very similar to what people would remember as Isaac described as the totem that first summoned the Weaver to him. The nec- a new force of necrotic powered beings stepped through, but this time it was members of a different force that seemed to be in pursuit of the now slain necromancer and troll. The revealing themselves to be necrolytes, they they began to assist the group in possibly cleaning up the remains of the reconstructed threat. And we start back off in the crater, returning back to the crater where the rusted and warped remains of the cauldron were after Julie and the seamstress destroyed it. The reconstructed are concentrating or congregating, and Ogilvy showed up on the back of the Hellkite, much bigger in size now, closer in size to a true Quetzalcoatlus, as well as Elias, the former cultist. And I believe that's where we left off. Uh, Currently, there are reconstructed starting to congregate around the edges of the crater, keeping a good distance away from the Hellbender and the other large cryptids. But what y'all want to do now? I'm sure I got that a little bit mixed up, but
We've
whatever.
all gathered. That is what matters.
Yes. So
Um,
Fallow, I believe, was trying to get you know an accounting of what happened up at the tree, but was getting some resistance from the group, so he was going to go over to Hal, where Hal was helping heal, but wasn't going to interrupt when Hal was working. Oh, Suki was also joining Hal, right? Doing the DIY surgery.
yep.
And you two have been helping the people.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yes, and the Necromancer, the new one, seems very amused by the gnomish reconstructed, the last survivor, the only one to escape the fury of the hunter. Um, when it appeared, and it seems to have taken it under his tutelage or his command.
he was fucking spitting with that.
I was just not very prepared for that.
Zoe
Oh, and
sees
the the necrolytes, they're busying themselves gathering up the remains of the troll and the broken sword, and other stuff.
Alright.
They're on cleanup duty.
Are there like big shards of the sword still around?
Oh yes, that thing was very big and it shattered, sending fragments. You could find a decent sized chunk of it if you wanted.
I'm going to add that to my inventory.
Okay, broken bone sword fragment. When you pick it up, one of the necrolytes, you would guess they're a human, looks to you when you pick it up, and like the necromancer, they stand and they touch by their neck as their helmet splits open, and you see a woman there, a human, dark skin, crew cut, hair buzzed really close, probably to fit under the helmet better. Like even the necromancer you saw his head was shaved, and she is missing an eye, but instead of like an eye patch, it's a patch of bone similar to reconstructed bone. And she looks to you and she goes, we should probably take that. That is full of killing potential.
I do a lot of killing.
And she squints at you with her remaining eye, and then just kind of gets a shrug and goes, looking around and goes, I suppose you do.
Is this like dangerous to have on me, or?
It is still merely just a blade, but blades can hurt those that held it just as easily as those directed against it.
Yeah. Don't remind me about the kill Zoe sword.
That's not true. I haven't cut myself once.
Haven't cut yourself once yet.
But no. Like, yeah, okay. It's a sword. It's a fragment of a sword. It's made of bone and everything. But like, this isn't going to make me evil by holding it, is it?
And she laughs at that. She goes, "No, just probably want to, like sleep next to it. Find a proper container, perhaps."
I've got an idea for what to do with this. Oh, that reminds me. She pulls out the necroflancer.
Oh,
That's the same word.
and she oh geez, let me see that. That thing looks ready to fall apart and explode on you.
Oh.
And she takes it and she goes, well, she gives it a once over, looking it over, and now that you're closer, you can see that she when she appeared, she was only carrying a bone shield similar to the Stingers and the much larger one that the bigger Necrolite had. But
Yeah.
her other hand, she didn't have any weapons, just seemed to be like gemstones or glass embedded into the bone armor.
Ew.
When you see, now that her shield's attached to her back, her arm that she was carrying the shield with seems, it's clear that she's wearing armor similar to what the two necromancers were. It's a glove and armor plating. But when you look at the other arm, it's reconstructed. She has, you get that it's a prosthetic of a sort. As she starts looking over the weapon.
Necroflancer.
Yes, and she goes, "Oh, this will do. Do what it's meant to." But she cracks it open, and there's sort of like Suki's sword or knife issues the mist or the red mist. This has been kind of leaking a green. And he goes, "Yeah, the containment on this thing is busted as shit.
So no good?
It'll work, but over time you'll be just as affected by it as those you shoot."
I'd rather not. I've had enough being shot at by these things.
And
Um,
she laughs at that and she goes, fair. And she tucks it into again, like next to another holster where you see a similar one, but more elaborately designed
um,
and not leaking.
mind if I ask you a question? It's not always kosher to ask about.
Oh yes. And she goes, my apologies. I'm Illuminator Rosa.
Rosa, Zoe, Snake. I don't have a title.
It's she laughs and she goes, I was just fine being, petty officer at once upon a time, but then apparently, swept up by the Necrolite Legion. Anyways, what
You
was your
guys are
question?
military?
Volunteer. Before I was with the fleets, but then I'm sorry, I don't want to. It's a long story. You had a question.
Oh yeah. It's not always kosher to ask about someone's prosthesis, so I just wanted to make sure that was okay to ask about.
Oh, this, and she holds her arm, and you see the gem on the back of her hand lit with this light, that similar green light, and her as a hard light armor, like a secondary skin, manifests around her limb before it fades, and she goes, "Oh yes, very useful, better than the one I used to have."
Oh. Did you lose it or?
Oh yes, but on some nameless moon years ago.
Oh. Does it feel like your previous arm?
She looks at it, but you see it's there are weaponized claws in it that are retractable. She goes, "It took some getting used to. It feels more like a limb than the metal and plastic ever did."
I see. Okay. I was curious.
Understandable. And there's a chatter as you see the four-armed one, kind of birdish, tall, says something, and she looks over, and she goes, "Yeah, be right there." As they're trying to, they seem to be dismembering the troll now.
Ah.
And she looks back to you and goes, "We don't have much time." And she gestures to the portal where the device is still floating in front of it. She goes, "It's something of a strain on them to hold this for so long." And she looks over to the necromancer and goes, "They said something about not wanting to overstay our welcome."
All right. Well, thanks for answering my questions and for thanks for coming. She shrugs.
That is, she gives a nod. She gives a bow of her head. She goes, "That is the job of the Illuminator, to bring light to where the shadows creep." And
Zoe's looks around at all the corpses. Yeah.
And she turns and goes to assist with, and you see a hard light projection of a cleaver, and she just goes up to join them and starts hacking away at this troll, trying to dismember it for ease of transport.
I mean, that would be pretty
huge. But
our reconstructed talent that we saved came with
they have not you have not seen them yet, but you would assume that they are possibly following the call of the reconstructed, because
they might not.
You never know.
Yeah. Mm.
But did anyone else want to do something? Speak to one of them, or
If I had to imagine, unlike other reconstructed, maybe it would not feel compelled to answer it, but the old coding might still be there.
because the necromancer, the new one, did send out a secondary call, and it was a different tone. I believe that happened last time, right?
I do
Sounds
believe
about
so.
I forget that. Okay. Okay, so you see Suki. Suki or Hal, you kind of like lingering nearby but not wanting to get too close as you see some of the other survivors start glancing over and scowling. You see Elias kind of just standing off to the side looking unsure of what to do as Ogilvy is down talking with Fallow and someone else, I think.
Should we, like, tell them something to do, or should we just let them be? What do you think, Hal?
Hal's looking at you like, I don't know.
I'd say by this point you've got, the most serious of wounds treated, nothing else that,
There's probably a lot
You've
of people here are pissed off. So I guess maybe we should try to see if we can get them to go back to town and start. I don't know. This is.
You know what
even-
I think everyone's feeling like they're tired and they want to rest.
I mean,
That's how I
fair.
feel.
We should just. Well, they don't have homes to go back to, do they? They all just kind of fucking left them. Who knows how many dead people are in those buildings? So many
I
dead people.
don't. I don't think there are any dead left in the building, Suki.
That we know of.
We should probably just head back to the treehouse and just kind of process what the hell just happened.
Yeah, you know what? That sounds like a good plan. You start talking to him. I'm gonna pull the knife out, use it as a glow rod, and people can just follow the giant red smoking line back through the trees. Apologies. Mucus.
And Phineas, who is there, goes, "Yeah, most of my people, they need rest."
Back to the treehouse it is, assuming the Sasquatch haven't kicked us out.
I'm sure we'll be fine for a few days at least. But Phineas looks over to the necromancer, just kind of floating over the scene as they're just directing what to do. They're directing up as more and more reconstructed show up. They start commanding them, and they start gathering up the broken remains of reconstructed and pieces of cauldron forged metal. They seem intent on not leaving anything behind.
It looks like you're gonna get some good cleanup out of it from these guys. They seem chill. I understand being suspicious, but it'd be better if we got people out of here if they do act up on something. So.
Yeah, we.
True. And looking up at the tree, Phineas nods up, and you see the thunder rattle up in the tree. Just branches just kind of lazily looped there like a boa, just watching.
Perfect.
Damn,
Wait.
like I know he big, but like he big.
Yeah. Hal's gonna big general arm sweeps to everybody. He's like, hey, I know everybody's probably really fucking tired of walking by now, but we should probably head back to the tree village and just, figure out what to do from there after some rest.
Benedict
Not a bad
comes up
idea.
behind you, and the light pat is it sounds like a fine plan, Master Hal.
Sounds nice about now.
They're not done yet, Becco.
And it's about this point that actually Ogilvy, Fallow, and the Necromancer, all three of them approach. The two following the Necromancer, as he goes, I'm sorry, I couldn't help but hear through some of the reconstructed. You're planning to return to your. He just looks for a word like your base.
Home? Oh, yeah.
Our sex dungeon, yes.
It's not.
It's
not even yours.
Look, I want to make him feel weird,
He actually
okay?
laughs. That does get a laugh out of him, but it's just like, oh. Well, I mean, every Earth is different, I suppose.
No.
No, I was literally fucking with you.
I wasn't gonna say anything, but the bunker is not for that.
Oh, I know which room.
I will neither confirm nor deny the contents of the
Kaiko,
bunker.
we've through rigorous scientific process, we've figured out which rooms are for that.
Wow, okay. Jeez.
I'm gonna let that one slide because of the trauma, but like, I don't need to know that.
Guys, wow.
Ogilvy
Really?
and Fallow just kind of like exchange looks, just like Ogilvy. It seems just like to him, he's just like, oh yes, I remember these days. And then Fallow's just like, these are the people that saved us, kind of look.
Yeah, that's right.
But the Necromancer goes, if you would allow me, I would like to help. And he gestures to the think tank and he goes, we could try, if you're tired, we can do another short range teleport for your benefit.
Are we all going?
Yeah, that's the one.
I mean, might as well. I'll take it. Because, like, it's either we get the short range teleport and we're there in, like, 30 seconds, or we hike the 10 miles back. I'm already tired. These people are tired. We have the option of just putting them back.
Yeah, she's right.
And the Necromancer goes, yes, okay. And does like a snap of the fingers as once again shooting through the portal that's there. A jumble of bones flies through the air and then assembles into a ring above. It goes, if you have nothing else to go through, where are we going? Just think hard about it.
Oh god, don't ask me to think right now.
And Phineas goes, I've been there. I'm the one most familiar with it. And he like squints as he seems to be thinking hard. And the Necromancer goes, oh, okay, that's good enough. And he just kind of like shoots a flick to Phineas as he's like maybe gleans something extra from Phineas's mind. And then he's like, But he goes, all right, just a moment, everybody. And he brings his hand down and the portal flaps down over everybody. And a moment later, there's that elevator hitting the bottom floor jolt as he was suddenly are teleported right to the entrance of the Treehouse Village.
Hey.
That is deeply unpleasant.
Yeah, a few people are just like, ugh.
This is Benedict's first time viewing the Treehouse Village, or at least normal Benedict. And
Yeah.
I believe the witching hour is still going on.
Oh yes, this is it's full on Ewok village.
Yeah, in that case, he's just like looking up, craning his head up as much as possible. It's like, this is amazing.
Glad you're enjoying it, buddy.
I mean, he's not wrong.
Yeah, I was gawking at this not so long ago.
And Lila and Gilbert, they start helping their people along with the chimps, escort them towards the medical areas they've set up. And they like wave them off, but Lila stops and turns back and looks to the necromancer and goes, "Are you going to take all of them?" And he nods and he goes, "We will take everyone that we can find. Every bit of everything made from the cauldron, we will take if we find it."
Who asked that?
Lila, the firefighter turned, leader of the survivors, she was asking that
Okay.
of the necromancer. And that seems to satisfy her, and she goes, "Good. I never want to see another one here again." And she and her people go limping off to, to go rest and spread the news, Things seem to have stopped.
You haven't seen Talon with one arm,
And
have you?
as you say that, there's a moment where Gilbert, like just out of hearing it, he turns back. He goes, "There was one a few days ago. I lopped the arm off of, but it ran off into the forest before I could finish it off.
Oh, you did that.
It was
thought it
sneaking around the village, or it was sneaking around. I was afraid it would get too close to the village."
No, yeah, I understand. I was meant to ask the necromancer, but
Oh, and he goes, "Yeah, the necromancer was listening, but Gilbert had overheard." And the necromancer goes, "One-armed Talon, why?"
he was the one I mentioned yesterday. I mentioned earlier. That wasn't the fact. That was we rewrote and saved.
"Oh yes. If I
a
see
little
it,
worried
I
about
will."
him.
Well, even if it is no longer written to the will of the cauldron and the one that created it, it should still at least heed the call. I will keep an eye out for it.
Okay.
And he kind of tilts his head. He's like, "You've grown attached to this one?"
I mean, kind of. He was just a little guy and was hurt and didn't attack me when like every other Talon did, and I, was able to save him. It's not his fault he was turned into that. He's just trying to live his life.
He gives a nod. He goes, "Some reconstructed do not feel the bloodlust that they were designed to feel. It happens. Perhaps this is one of those unique cases."
He's just a funky little guy.
Mommy, I found this flesh-eating zombie. Can we keep it?
Put it out with the others.
What was that?
What? Oh.
Put it out. She sighs and says, "Put it out with the others." The kid leads the flesh-eating zombie to their now incredibly overstuffed yard. The neighbor says, "I can turn my mower." Oh, and he trips over the fence, and they all tear him to shreds. The kid just shakes his head. Aw, they're hungry.
It's fucking great.
God. Oh.
But
Is Foul
Oh,
around, fellas?
Oh yeah,
around,
he got
right?
teleported as well. Yeah, he got him, Ogilvy, and Elias also got teleported. Elias seemed a little startled to me, but he was standing close enough that he got swept up with it.
Oh,
Because he's been sticking close to Ogilvy as much as he could.
how's he looking?
You no longer see the wisps of worms, circling his head that you've
That's
seen
good.
before. Although he still seems to have some of the,
Oh.
he still has the wounds, but he's just been hanging out near Ogilvy since he arrived with him.
So they're like, huh. Pulls out her camera. Well, before he notices her, and snaps a picture.
Of Elias.
Yeah.
Elias, he no longer has the worms crawling around, silhouetting him like a squirming halo, but he's scarred. Even more so than the self-inflicted and ritual wounds. It's like he's been chewed through. Chunks of him are missing, like worms have burrowed through him. But he's still standing there. But
no, he's free. And she looks over to the necromancer.
as he's just kind of like floating there. Well, no, he's not hovering. He's standing there. He's just like kind of admiring, looking around, admiring the tree houses. He's just like, oh, how quaint. This is nice.
Snaps a picture of him.
Okay, you snap a picture of him, and he's like standing, like facing away from you. But when the picture, you look at it, there's kind of a jump scare moment because you think he's turned to face you, but there's like a silhouette of a figure looming over him, facing your direction.
What the fuck?
It is very indistinct, a humanoid figure, very indistinct, but the necromancer, whoops, you see himself has, much like the hunter had something of a halo of incandescent rage, this man has a similar crackling halo of the green necrotic flame. And he looks more gaunt, more desiccated, more almost like mummified in the picture. But otherwise, he's just seems like the way he is. But that figure that seems to loom and enshroud him is like, it looks like it's looking at you, even though you can't make out features or a face.
I don't like that.
The way you were describing that, I couldn't help but think of, it was a short clip of someone who was getting a picture with Shaq, and he said no videos or whatever, and he's trying to be sneaky by doing like an underhanded like camera shot, and then Shaq just suddenly like cracks his head down and is staring right at it.
Like, I caught you.
What the fuck? It's not gonna hurt anything. Hey!
Hmm?
Who is this?
Oh! What are these?
Shows the picture.
That would be, if I had a guess, that would be Jadek. He must be observing.
Who?
The creator of Reconstruction. The one who taught me everything I know.
So it wasn't the Wormstar who started this.
It's a long story, but Jadek, long ago, I think perhaps even before there was an Earth, was a devotee of the Wormstar. It was through Jadek's ingenuity that the process and rituals of reconstruction were developed, and through that, the creation of the cauldrons. It was through Jadik's ingenuity and creations that the Wormstar became such a threat. And now, Jadik is trying to clean up the pieces, as it were.
I see.
And he goes, where we come from, our universe, our reality, whatever you want to call it, the Wormstar scarred much of the universe. We are trying to rebuild, to reconstruct what we can.
Yeah,
Let me
yeah,
just-
yeah.
And-
Yeah, word, I get it.
Yes. And people like this rogue necromancer, this troll, they are remnants of that time when the Wormstar was alive. Is not the proper word, but before it was slain.
Gotcha.
And he looks over to Elias and he goes, you've been scarred by it as well. And that like being addressed, Elias jumps and he's like, what? And he goes,
It's
Yeah,
right. He's here to help fix things, Elias.
and the necromancer, I know a lot of, I'm sorry, people, I know a lot of this is me talking to myself with NPCs, but
You're fine.
We're
I've done
getting,
weirder shit.
we're getting backstory that we've been waiting for.
Yeah.
the,
We've been
the
fucking.
necromancer,
You guys had to endure Mallory calling Simon her PogChamp, so you know.
We sure did.
You remind me.
Yeah, we did.
so the necromancer, like, holds out a hand to Elias. He goes, if you wish, you can come with us. I
Oh,
doubt you'll ever be able to come back here, but nowhere else in the Paraverse would you be able to receive the care we could give you. And he kind of like looks out to the villagers and he goes, this is an offer I would extend to anyone who has lived through this. This is not the first world, nor the first people I've encountered scarred by the death throes of the Wormstar.
so they can't come back? Or
It's
it's
not
unlikely if
It's difficult to hone in on different realities. We were only able to track this one down because in his final moments, as you slayed him, he was calling out as strong as he could, reaching out for the Wormstar. We listened in on those channels. It was only through that we were able to track this place down. And while we have been here, it would be very difficult to find our way back.
Gotcha, so.
Are not inclined to leave anchors.
Uh-huh. That makes sense.
Suki's going to look to the fellow whose name you mentioned and has already left my brain.
Elias.
Multiple fellers. There's Dr. Ogilvy, there's Agent Fallow.
The one who's been fucked up by the Wormstar, the worst.
Elias.
Elias, that's his name. Suki's going to look at Elias and go, you should take that. And I don't mean to say or else in a threatening manner, but or else.
Don't do that, Suki.
Oh, excuse me. And he kind of gives like a sad little shrug and goes, no, I get it.
Okay, no.
No.
Yeah.
It's not
Zoe?
that she's threatening me.
It is the nice of, this is the best fate you can get out of this situation. Because every day he lives on this road, he's a potential link back to another one of these.
And it's actually Phineas, of all people, who goes, Oh, I get it. It's like Frodo having to go to the islands at the end.
Yes. I think.
Really
I'll
fucking
never-
confused. What?
Hal is nodding his
He
head.
reads.
I only saw those movies at like 2
I mean-
a.m. on a hotel station once.
I mean, Phineas partied with Oscar Wilde. He may have hung out with Tolkien.
Amazing! Holy shit!
Hal
Unlike most-
is nodding to Phineas when he says it's like that, and then he gives Suki the bitchiest look you've ever seen on Hal's face when he says you've only seen the movies. Like, ugh.
What?
Taiko shares
Look.
it.
Look,
Ugh.
don't look at me. I don't have a house, let alone a place to put a book.
Zoe's just like, what are we talking about?
See, all I can. It's fun that most mythical creatures or whatever, they're pretty disconnected from like modern culture. And it's like I fucking know what Lord of the Rings is shit.
I love that.
Phineas, if it isn't obvious, he likes to hang out with humans a lot.
Mhm.
Uh,
I mean, they're a ride, all right. It's never a boring time.
Yeah, Hal is going to kind of look at Elias and go, it wouldn't be a bad thing to go with them. I'm not sure exactly what I did to, he gestures at his head, and I don't know what I did in there.
Zoe's the one who freed Elias. You freed the cult leader.
Didn't
May
I do
not be a
something with
permanent
Elias
solution.
You healed him, I think.
too? Yeah.
You pulled you pulled it out of the guy who then proceeded to get
To
his
die,
throat
okay.
slit by Suki.
Oh yes, I killed
Zoe-
that guy,
Oh.
but
Yeah.
Elias is still a thread, and a thread we should pull out of this weave pronto.
Yeah, he's
Zoe
And-
used her mental dominance to essentially push the worm star out of Elias's head.
And
So he's gonna
Elias-
amend that. Like, we don't know what we did with all of that in there. It's should probably go with them and get that looked at.
And Elias nods. He goes, I mean, my life here is pretty much over.
Oh.
Damn.
Oh.
And Jor, damn it, the necromancer gives a sympathetic pat to his shoulder. He goes, I understand the ritual, what the rituals call for. And goes, we will do what we can to help you. And he looks over to you all and he goes, cleanup may take a while. We'll stay as long as we can to ensure we get everything. But rest, you have faced a threat that has menaced many worlds beyond yours. You deserve the rest.
Thanks, I really do.
You do deserve rest. I've got some pieces to pick up before we leave.
I'm going to sleep.
That's fair.
He looks like he's really debating something internally.
Who is? Ogilvy?
Ogilvy.
Oh, you want to go too, don't you?
And he looks up and he goes, I'm not gonna lie, yes, it's quite tempting, but I don't know.
Well, I can't give you any advice on that one. What do you want?
Yeah. Like, is there anything keeping you here? Like, I know we get to say goodbye to some friends, but
Will going with them make you happier than staying here?
yeah,
It's really the only thing you should consider.
how to do what's right for yourself.
And he says, I mean, this isn't the first time I had a chance to leave this world, but back then I listened to Orin and decided it was more important to protect this world than to explore others.
You've
I
done your
think that's
time.
Phil.
You've done your time. But there's going to be a time when all of us here are just not going to want to do this anymore. Like, not the, pal around with monsters and all this weird shit, but like not want to risk our lives all the time.
Oh, I get you. That's why I moved away from Melody out to what I thought was, the sticks.
So he looks at some bones. Yeah, 6.
That didn't work out for you, did it?
No.
So
Ed Faith just kind of like chuckles as he's sipping from his flask.
So do something that will work out for you for once. It sounds like
Do something for you.
exploration makes you happy, right? You might not be able to come back, but you'll be doing things that makes you happy.
Yeah.
And the necromancer goes, "You are welcome to join us. We have such sights to show you."
You don't usually hear that positive sense. Very nice, Cyril.
Hal
Very
pauses.
nice. I like that.
Hal pauses when he says that and kind of looks at him like, "No, and she shakes his head. No, that can't be exactly where that's coming from. No, it's fine. It's fine."
I mean, he looks the part.
Cultural differences.
Oh, fucking
Some
I
things are
love that you
different,
use
some
the
things-
positive light, Sarah. Good job.
And the necromancer is like, one thing that I'm curious about, though. It's strange how this outbreak started. We hit the Wormstar's. The Wormstar's corpse was hidden quite thoroughly.
Yeah, because
How, if I may ask?
Yeah.
Betcha $5 it was that alien skeleton in the red crystal. Stuff reeks of bullshit.
Oh yeah, it was a gray skeleton.
They do love sticking their creepy little fingers in places they shouldn't.
Are you saying the
touches his arm?
yeah? Are you saying the Greys pointed them here?
I went. Those sons of bitches.
He goes,
I ruined it.
without more advanced equipment, I would not be able to detect them. They are quite adept at hiding from us. But I would not
That's
be
you. That's
surprised.
down.
And he looks to you, Kaiko. Goes, you carry the Wraith Flame.
Yeah.
We can't take credit for being why they made it, but it is frustratingly effective against our technology.
I think we saw that a few times.
And he goes, we would not be able to remove it here. Perhaps the think tanks back in the Armada would be able to figure out a cure, but as I said, I doubt you'd be able to make it back. And knowing, having to deal with some of these before, I doubt it would allow you that chance.
Yeah, I was basically told that if I leave Melody, they would know where I am, no matter what. Given previous fates of other people with this,
You don't want to catch a case of the explosions.
Is that contagious?
there's a guy's out there where this whole planet would catch a case of the explosions.
I was, so we
So
didn't say that. I
basically
was
it
just making it.
So basically, it would blow up.
Yes.
They are loath to waste resources for experiments, so that would be if they were unable to gain anything else of interest from this place. And from what I've seen, the aftermath here, there is still quite a bit this place has to offer.
Oh yeah, this is like the remote boonies. There's a whole bunch of just weird shit out there.
I do love the explanation for why the reason the Greys can't find Kaiko here is because so much other weird shit happens at the same time.
The interference. Hiding in the static.
It's like, let's find this one needle in a giant needle stack.
And so and Fallow kind of steps up and he goes, and in terms of the civilian aspect, Spindle will be able to step up and help the people survive, rebuild, cover stories, all that.
Yep. Sure is a shame about them gas leaks that cause mountain slides that wipe out entire towns.
Oh, I was going to say, what I was going to propose was, stick as close to the truth as possible. Meteor landing set off a wildfire, followed by flash floods thanks to the storms.
That ain't a half bad one, not bad.
Yeah, that's over
Grumpy moth noises.
Yeah.
Hey, it's better than the time I said a pink bear did it. I'm not going into that one. I refuse to talk about that one. But the cover story of the pink bear was the absolute dumbest thing I ever made up. And it's out there. And sometimes you see people making pictures about the pink bear that slaughtered 20 people. Was not a pink bear.
Wait,
Vicky?
it wasn't a pink bear?
It is now.
Vicky, you saw what happened to the other Hal. You made that thing into existence now.
Look, a pink bear's the pink bear's better than what it was.
So Celia, the answer is simultaneously yes and no.
A pink bear, you say?
Oh no.
I wonder if that's the same phenomenon as the pink
Let's not feed the tulpa again, guys.
Choose the form of your destructor.
I already gave one Hal depression. We don't need to do anything to do it again.
I sincerely mean it, Zoe. I once encountered a pink pachyderm.
What? Wait, pachyderm or a bear?
Yes, pink elephants.
Yeah, pachyderm or bear. Those are two different things.
But yeah, unless if you can get to Oregon, I don't think the pink bear is going to be a problem. I don't know where Oregon is here.
Suddenly back at Thimble, Isaac's looking at a thing on his desk. He's like, okay, transfers, pink bear, stamp. Not really. Don't do it, TT.
I'll see.
Look, I made up a story in the 2-second spot after nearly dying, kind of like I did here. It wasn't exactly coherent, and I didn't have a magic Hal to patch my wounds. I had my own hands. I had lost a lot of blood.
Oh, is that DZ saying his power went out?
Yes.
No.
Aw. Poor Benedict
DZ,
Strange.
if you're there, say something. Oh, no, there he goes. Oh, no.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
Back?
hello?
I'm on my phone.
Oh, jeez.
Oh,
But yes.
I'm sorry, bro.
Oh yeah, just suddenly the power went out.
oh no, is there a storm or something?
No, we're investigating. But please continue.
Now, this bear that you've created, how murderous
So-
is it?
So the story is that whatever case Suki was investigating that she's not talking about, which could easily be a cult or whatever, was a bright neon pink bear just came in and attacked. Unsure if it's a dyed bear or if the bear was naturally that color. It just wasn't happy people were there. So for all intents and purposes, there may be a neon pink grizzly bear tulpa just running around out there.
Alright, now was it capable of speech?
No, it was just a bear.
It's okay, so just a bear to begin with.
Yes. That was just pink.
Do they have a fondness for marmalade?
Look, I made it up. I don't
Did it have
know.
a fondness for marmalade?
Julie, I did not make this.
Did it have a fondness
I never met him.
marmalade?
I've never met him.
You made it.
I lied to a police officer.
Yes, we've all
Julie-
done that.
Julie, are you trying to speak this into existence?
No, I just want to, make sure that if we got the details right, so that way when it does come up, we can deal with it.
It was
Well, if we're so
just-
confident that speaking it into existence is going to make it real now, then getting all the details right, it would be impossible to get all the details wrong, because every time we think of a detail, it becomes retroactively true.
Oh my god, what are you doing?
explaining the nature of a tulpa.
So you're saying that if I thought this bear could unicycle and also had a sword that was specifically designed to lop off people's heads, which it used to cut off the heads, and then the magic runes on the sword
Do you
turned their
want
blood
me
to
to shoot you
marmalade,
now or
so the
later?
bear could drink the marmalade, you're saying that could happen?
Yeah, there's no good reason for that not to be able to happen.
I don't know if you can sarcasm a told put into existence.
There needs to be an amount of belief and or practice.
Just being
into-
sarcastic, I'm genuinely considering the possibility of a bear with a marmalade sword.
Oh my god. I don't know
Melody
if you can
reacting to this
intentionally-
conversation.
I don't-
Can
I
we move
don't-
on from tulpas?
I don't know what a tulpa is.
Well,
half
no,
the
I mean,
time.
Cat Hal is living in your house. We really can't.
Okay. I mean, can we move on from this conversation topic right here, right now?
I mean, we are just kind of sitting here trying to rest, and then you want to know more
I'm not
about the
ready
pink
to
bear
rest
story.
yet. I have things to do. You
You have
guys
things-
can rest. I've got stuff I gotta fucking do still.
Like what?
My business. That's what.
And is it something that requires utter privacy and no assistance whatsoever?
Some of it, yes.
Balderdash.
Stole the words out of my mouth.
Good. It's a good word.
Cool.
Considering
We good
the
then?
harrowing circumstances of this situation as much as I can ascertain, is it really wise to be cagey?
Not being caged. Only, I guess. I want
got
to
you there.
find. I want to find the lost reconstructed Talon.
Have you checked
and I want
the
to talk to
museum?
somebody. Okay.
Is it the giant snake that flies through the sky that you can call mom?
Call what?
You heard me.
No, I need you to repeat that. I need to make sure I heard that right.
You heard me the first time. I'm not saying it again. I get it. There's nothing to be ashamed about.
Turns and walks away.
Slithers.
Yeah, slithers away.
Hey, look, this is as she's walking out. It's like, I get it. My mom's dead too.
My mom's not dead. She's just a bitch.
She's just dead to us.
Oh.
My mom's not
I get
dead.
mom
She's
issues,
just a
though.
bigot.
My mom's not dead, she can dance and she can sing. My mom's not dead, she can do the Highland fling. My mom's not dead, put it on her head. Something, 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 because she's not yet dead.
I'm curious how many of us
Phineas
have
takes the
parental
flask
trauma
away
here?
from June.
How many
Benedict
what?
says, looking into the camera.
How many what? What did Benedict say?
I'm curious how many of us have parental trauma here, he says, looking at the camera.
Then Hal gets to have the Nathan explosion, not me. I love my mom.
My mom rocks.
Well, one of
I
mine
love
is
my mom, but Moose, did you fuck my mom?
one of mine was seriously vanished, and the other one moved to New York and got arrested. So,
Oh.
yeah.
I forgot
I
you
did
had
too.
two moms.
That's 100% more bombs than most people.
I mean, they were both really nice when I met them, but I was really fucked up.
Wait, Zoe
Like,
has two. Yeah,
really
Celia has two moms.
Celia's-
No,
Oh.
no. I have two aunts.
Oh. Okay. It's always the
Apologies
gay
for my
aunt. It's always the
misunderstanding.
gay aunt and the gay uncles.
Mom vanished when I was little. Dad tried to be a superhero. Did not go well.
Wait, what?
They gave me to Rico.
Robot boy from Made in Abyss?
No, her aunt.
No, that's Rico. I'm
I'm
talking about Rico.
given your upbringing, I'm surprised you know about that one.
I've been doing research at your house. Geico.
Oh, that makes sense.
He's been staying up to rather concerning hours in the morning.
You know, that explains why you're crying at 3 a.m. in the morning that one morning.
Yeah, that's why.
A great many tissues perished that morn.
You're gonna carry that weight.
Do you have to order tissues in by the,
Yeah, just
pallet
saying,
load?
just saying, the Nanachi episode hits like a truck.
Julie Hazatol is a surprisingly emotional creature, let us say.
Weebs.
And I'm imagining this is like we're all laying down in little cots in the same room at this point.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you could say you moved to one of the tree houses. Ogilvy's talking with the necromancer and Fallow, and it looks like Lila's gone up, and they're just discussing what's going to happen.
That's fair.
Phineas followed also.
Hey, Celia,
Hmm?
what did your scary aunt get arrested for again?
No, my aunts are fine. My dad got arrested for trying to be a superhero in New York.
Oh. I only seen Rico, so I didn't want to assume, but we've been keeping weird hours. They're really nice, by the way.
They are.
So, if I'm understanding that correctly, Celia, your father was arrested for trying to do good in New York?
Yes.
Some things don't change, apparently.
New York.
Yeah, Yeah, a local newspaper publisher took major offense to him wearing a mask and saving people while swinging on, like, sticky glue strings. Made a whole
What?
thing about it, and he got arrested.
Zoe's gone. Zoe's gone.
You guys don't remember that? Oh, well, I guess, Zoe, you didn't go to our high school, so...
Yeah.
I think Zoe left, right?
Yeah, Zoe's gone.
At least he managed to take down the local mafia before he got busted.
Yeah, that big boss.
Yeah, that big Al Capone looking motherfucker. White
Yeah.
as a couch. Fuck that guy.
The
With an
bowling pin,
inordinately
I think
tiny
they
head.
called him.
So, the group's resting, I take it? Just
Yeah, we're just at this point, it's like embracing the trauma time.
We're just laying in a room in cots, just staring at the ceiling. Speaking.
I know we didn't have a lot of fun but I mean, I think we should be kind of proud because, like, we did a whole zombie adventure. Not a single one of us died. I mean, other
Yeah.
people, sure, but none of us.
No one we know died.
I mean,
We got that.
We
we
should
got
be
that-
saying this when are we at least alone with just our group?
Yeah, I was assuming.
Because if
Yeah.
there was other people, that would have been very awkward.
Like, all things considered, we got, like, the sitcom Halloween episode zombie apocalypse. That's the best one you can hope for.
shit.
Very quiet shit.
Well,
I mean-
even though I was, quote unquote, present for most of it, I'm glad that we all managed to come away with one piece, more or less.
Yep. I'm gonna give it a solid 4 out of 5. It is one of the scarier cults I've had to deal with in terms of world-ending situations.
I'm just thinking of how One Piece ended, and it turned out the One Piece was the friendship they made along the way. God, that sucked.
One Piece ended?
One Piece ended?
Yeah, like 2 years ago.
This is the future, remember.
Another better universe.
For 2 years, this is the future.
I mean, One Piece is technically in its last arc right now.
Yeah, with a couple, with like what 100 chapters left to go, according to the writer.
Yeah,
I was certain it was going to outlive The Simpsons.
nothing.
The
will outlive
Simpsons
The
are
Simpsons.
still alive?
Yeah, they just did the 17th episode about why Bart wears an orange shirt.
Wait, I thought one of these Melody was a better universe as The Simpsons ended like the 10th season.
You're right, it did. It died of Phil Hartman like it should have.
Wait a minute, I think I've seen a picture of these Simpsons, yellow with jaundice. Are they
No,
also zombies?
It's Family Guy that's in its 30. Oh, wait, no, that's worse.
It's worse.
We continued
Oh,
to get
God.
Monster of the Week shows that weren't supernatural.
Ah, there we go.
We got more Buffy, we got more Hercules, we got more Xenas.
You gotta adjust.
Forgot
We
to
gotta
end.
adjust Whedon free reboot of Buffy. We'll say that.
There we go.
Supernatural got to end like a normal show. It actually, instead of being incredibly homophobic in the end, actually was gay in the end.
There we go.
I can't believe they even gave the car a boyfriend.
Supernatural ended with Cass and Dean
Yes, Dean.
just fucking making out for 4 solid uninterrupted minutes. Hands grabbing asses, just real fucking steamy. Pissed off conservative in middle America real bad, but the
Good.
ratings were through the roof.
Good.
Excellent.
And yes, the car got a boyfriend.
That's not
Lightning
even
McQueen.
Okay, that part was a little weird.
Ciao! Now
No.
put the car shit lips.
No. Vetoing that headcanon. No.
You can't! I'm the arbiter!
That's fucking terrible.
Ciao.
I mean, it's not the weirdest thing. There was for a while where my motorbike got possessed and dated another motorbike. That was a weird one.
How common is it for machines to, well, date?
Uh-oh.
I don't know. You got a boyfriend yet?
Or a girlfriend. We won't judge here if you're straight.
No, I don't think it's ever crossed my mind.
I wish I was here. God damn it!
I just, back in my day, there weren't a whole lot of other robots to compare to.
Well,
You
now
don't
you're
have to date
spoiled
a
for
robot.
choice.
You don't have to, like, date another robot. You wanted to date, like, Sasquatch Sam. Go ahead. I don't know who he is. I met him at the party. Seemed nice enough.
Am I coming through clear?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, there you
I've
are. Yep.
gone and I found hotspot. Our whole Wi-Fi just died.
Well, you're back now.
Okay.
But yeah. To be fair, I thought my motorbike coming to life and dating a demon car from hell was weird. But like,
Motorcycle dated Carrie.
No,
no.
Christine. Carrie was the
I
girl
don't-
with telekinesis.
I mean, Christine. Fuck.
They didn't really have names, and it was kind of awkward. They didn't break up well. But like, I thought that was gonna be the weirdest thing I ever did, and then I came to your town, and got shot by Jesus, literally.
That's like near the beginning of your tenure.
Well, I guess.
And then there's the whole thing where you birthed a candy child.
He did do that.
Phineas is just like,
Pardon?
What?
Oh right.
yeah, Phineas and Bennett are both just like, excuse me, what the fuck?
So
An appropriate response.
Melody is really fucking weird.
Yeah.
Like coming
Yeah,
here
weird.
was almost a breath of fresh air, kind of weird. So Celia points over to Celia. Her house has been besieged.
Celia points
by...
to Celia?
I point to Celia. Excuse you. I point to Celia. It's like Celia's house has been besieged by sentient gingerbread men.
Weird how
I've
I've
been
never
staying-
given birth to a candy monster, no matter how many times they hit me with their weapons.
You eat them. They want you dead. I was a weird bystander in the middle. Curses get funky when you do shit like that.
So wait, are you saying that is the normal way they procreate is through candy chest burster?
Fuck no. Candy Steve was like a weird candy lip thing for a while. And like we literally had to surgically remove him from my thigh.
Yeah, that,
Like not like nothing
He did-
weird
he-
about that. So I had to call Hal at 7:00 in the morning and go, "Hey Hal, I've got a giant lump on my leg that's squirming. I need your help to get it out." And we cut it open, and there was Candy Steve.
Was I here for any of this? Because it sounds fucking nuts.
I think that
You know,
was
that was the
beforehand.
day. You know, Suki, that was the day I found out your blood goes really well with sugar.
So,
Concerning.
I said that.
Concerning.
wait.
Long drink
I'm
from the
understanding
flask.
it right. This sweet Stephen.
Candy Steve, yes. My child, baby boy, who came
was
from my hip.
in the same manner as Dionysus.
Yeah.
Yes. I'm not saying he's going to become a Candy Dionysus.
Phineas just starts cracking up. He's like, oh fuck, maybe I do need to meet this Candy Steve.
So he's at the Wax Museum. He's being babysat by the wonderful lady scientist in there.
We haven't even visited him but just visited him once on screen.
Well, we've been a little fucking busy.
That was the art fair!
I came in at the art fair.
Yeah, that was arcs ago!
We're gonna meet. She's gonna go and see Candy Steve, and Candy Steve's gonna have the same temperament as Miette. You abandoned me, mother?
I have no idea if Candy Steve is, and I understand that I'm a negligent mother, which bites and hurts a little more than I'm willing to say, but simultaneously, what the fuck would I do with a newborn Candy child?
I'd like to be a part of his life, but I think he's afraid of me.
You did try to eat him immediately after being removed from my leg.
You did. That was a thing that happened, and I had to witness it.
Staying at Celia's house is always a fun time.
Phineas is just like, my desire to visit Melody is like a pendulum going back and forth the more you people talk.
That's usually how it goes.
Melody's great. We've got a lake monster, we've got a land monster, we've got a sky monster.
Hey, we've got lots of lake monsters.
And I happen to have met recently a tree monster that smokes cannabis.
Yeah, Rufus
so
is
you met-
alright.
Oh,
you met Rufus.
Rufus! How's that guy doing? I haven't seen him in ages.
Hey,
Of course he knows Rufus!
he's doing fine.
Good,
He
good. I haven't
squats on my
seen him in
property.
ages.
I mean, it's not like we can run him off. It'd be rude.
Well,
To be fair, I think the hide behinds were here before any of us.
Precisely.
Yeah, it'd be rude if you hadn't made him leave. He was there first.
No one's catching Phineas's joke about not seeing Rufus for ages.
Oh, no.
Not seeing the hide behind.
Ha! That's
Oh, hey, by the way, Phineas here. I got a little bit of stash from him.
That was
Here's
a
a joint
thing.
for you.
Excellent.
Rufus.
You know,
I'm not gonna smoke tonight because it gets me weird.
Rufus has
You
always
know-
been there, like the cats. It's just a fact of Melody.
One time I asked him if it was weird that I was smoking a plant with him, but he goes, "Is it weird when humans would, herd cattle and stuff?" So I couldn't really debate with him on that.
Plants will eat other plants. They don't give a shit.
Plants hate each other. Plants try to eat me, so I'm allowed to smoke weed.
I
So,
eat vegetables not because it's healthy for me. I do it because I hate the fucking bastards.
Zoe, you've
Yeah.
been flying.
Yeah.
Where were you flying?
Towards the museum where my talon was.
Okay. You go flying off, and there's a few moments of like instinctive uh-oh, as you see gargoyles, but they seem to be all congregating towards the crater area.
Yeah, Zoe sees them and she tenses up. She is still in her battle mode, and then she's like, "Oh right, we're not fighting anymore. God, I need therapy."
They kind of zip away. They definitely give you a wide berth.
Yeah, you better.
I can't help but imagine the one gargoyle who was in a staring contest with a watcher. It hears the call and still doesn't want to give up the contest.
Just there forever now.
Resisting with every fiber of its being.
So just mumbles, "Yeah, you better run."
And like you said, you do see the occasional reconstructed that are making their way towards the crater, and you see the museum off in the distance, and there's another moment where you see something else flying in the air, and you realize that you all left the grave moth behind, as it seems to be flapping, trying to catch up with the group. And you actually see in its claws, you see a talon that's missing its arm. And I'll just say, with your super speed, you catch up to it, and you actually see, once you get close, it's not eating it; it's just carrying it.
Okay. Hey, grave moth!
And yeah, it like curves to meet like curves to angle towards you.
You found him. Is he okay? You okay?
The Talon seems to not liking being flying, but it is like clinging to the arm of the grave moth. They're
All right.
actually the grave moth has grown bigger, but it is only slightly bigger than the Talon.
Oh, okay. Uh, I was coming to find you, Fallon. Are you headed towards the cauldron? Are you both headed towards the cauldron?
And the moth is just kind of hovering, big flaps. Can't really hover that well actually as a moth, so it's just kind of jerking around, flapping.
Okay. We'll fly and talk. I can keep pace with you.
But it starts like try to like follow where you're going.
Oh. Uh, to the cauldron, I guess. Well,
So flying
the crater, yeah.
flying back to the crater. Okay, they
Yeah.
seem to be trying to catch back up with you with the group.
Oh, okay. Then to the
Or the
group then.
moth seems to be, but the Talon just seems to be on the ride.
Okay. Let's go meet up back with the group then. I'll show you where we went to. She'll lead the grave moth back toward the tree houses.
Okay, so shorter trip than you were expecting, I'm sure, but
Yeah,
the
but hey, there it is. There he is.
the,
Oh,
the group inside the tree houses, there's a fluttering of wings, and Zoe the grave moth, Zoe and the grave moth are land at the clearing outside the tree houses.
Oh crap! My other child.
Sorry, what,
Suki.
were you saying something, Zoe?
Oh yeah. We probably should not bring the Talon into the, tree houses. Things are settled now, but I don't think people are gonna want to see a Talon around right now.
Yeah, bring him in. It's fine.
They
No, I'm
land
gonna
like
I'm gonna bring him. I'm gonna bring him to the necromancer.
Did you ask him what he wanted to do? Looks
I'm
up
going
the
to
talent.
once you get your daughter or son,
My child.
your
Child
child.
2, Electric Boogaloo.
and
Okay.
well, actually, you see like the grave moth like sets down the Talon, and they both are just kind of standing there. The moth folding its wings up, so it kind of looks like one of the mimic or the Judas mimics, but it's like looks over at the necromancer and seems focused on it. Like the antennas are wiggling in its direction,
Oh.
but it's just doing that still like creepy, motionless stance, just standing there menacingly.
Zoe,
Yes.
a fellow moth, is not perturbed. When you
Suki,
what?
who's gotten up, is just gonna be like, alright, funky kid, do what you gotta do.
See, I can't wait for like the fucking grave moth to speak up. Is like, I was existing before you found me. You babysitted me for a few days. I'm an adult.
Yeah.
Hey, look. When my grandmother babysitted 3 kids that were roughly just younger than my youngest cousin's age, they became part of the family. It doesn't matter that you had a life beforehand. Now you're part of the family.
Hey, necromancer. Hey.
Hey, George.
Sorry, I was having to respond to a text.
You're good.
And the necromancer like looks up there where they've been talking with Agent Fallow and Ogilvy, and he goes, "Oh, yes, I'm sorry. Just simply Jor. Just call me Jor."
Jor, can you come over here?
I was just guessing. Holy shit.
Be cautious. The moth
Yes.
might want to eat you.
Yes, this is the grave moth. She is my child too.
And when you say child, like it does like look at you and tilts its head and it goes, well, it doesn't say anything, but it just like regards you and then like looks back as the necromancer Jor walks up, goes, "Oh, this is a very powerful necrophage."
Yeah, they might want to eat you. Be careful.
He's living. He doesn't count.
No. Some necrophages were specifically created to hunt necromancers like myself. A valid warning. And he goes, "Oh, and is this the one you were talking about?" Gesturing
Yeah.
to the Talon. Yes.
So he puts an arm on the Talon's shoulder.
And it like is crouched down, the way it normally they seem to be at rest. But like when he walks up, the Talon stands up, and it is taller than he is. He's just like of average human height.
Yeah.
He goes, "No, let me see," and he like lets go of his staff, and once again it just kind of floats upright, following him, and it's like looking over the Talon and goes, "Oh, that was a nasty wound." Like he says, looking at the arm or the stump, and then looks at the scratches, and he goes, "Oh yes, definitely came into conflict with other Talons. Under a less disciplined necromancer, they can become quite pack mentality." And he goes,
Fuck the other necromancer.
Most of these wounds will heal in time. Steady diet of meat and bone. The limb. They follow me back to the think tank. I could probably fix them up.
Hey, you're going to get an arm back.
And he looks it over, and actually he like the helmet flips back over, and you see the 6 lenses kind of glint as he like seems to inspect this thing over, and he goes, "Whoever rewove this was quite talented. I've never seen such skill outside of another master necromancer."
When you have when you hold hands with God, weird shit happens.
Don't I know it? And
oh God, you do, don't you?
He goes, "Well, yes."
You hear that, Julie? You're in league with Master Goths.
I mean, I done knew.
I didn't.
So, the necromancer looks goes, "Question is, do you wish to take responsibility for him?" And he like looks up to the rest of the group. If I assume people are, like watching this, he goes, they were still created for death. While they may be unique and not following that compulsion, it is still part of what they are.
Yeah, okay. But I was created, she air quotes, as a boy, so fuck that.
I mean, I was created for death, and every day at least some animal's meat contributes to my diet.
Thanks.
I was created to walk, and then I stopped being able to.
What does that say?
I was created to run, and then I stopped being able to.
And in a way, it's just they're carnivorous, but, in a weird way.
Not to,
Yeah.
Like,
point this out, but shouldn't you ask him first?
yeah.
Benedict wouldn't know anything about being created for a purpose.
So he turns
Or
to
really made into other purposes.
So he turns to the Talon. Do you want to go with them, or do you want to come with us?
There's this look between Jor and then you and then the rest of the group, and he even looks up at Bunzua, who's just kind of looming over, and he goes, it doesn't say anything, but as they crouch down and like dig their talon, well, the talon digs their talon into the dirt, they just kind of pick up a handful of the dirt and they say, well, they don't say, but you get that. It looks to Jor as if trying, like someone looking for help with the translation, and he gives a nod. He goes, they don't really speak at first, but
Yeah.
it says it was made from this world, and it would like to see what this world is like.
All right. Al, we got another roomie.
Okay. Tell him he has to clean his room.
Make sure your room is nice and tidy. Well, we'll show you when you get there. And you know what? I know some folks who will be great at helping you find like safe food you can eat.
Meanwhile, the fucking Melody graveyard, all the skeletons get a shiver up their spine. I sense disturbance.
Those bastards tried to take my skin. Revenge.
Disturbance in the bone force.
In the marrow.
Well,
I mean, they Powell
Yeah.
Drake, who is the dominant spectral predator there.
Yeah. Well then, I can't wait to invite you. I can't wait to introduce you to the rattlesnakes.
and hearing that as like the helmet flips back, so he's just more at ease. Jor goes, "Wait, did you say rattlesnakes? Snakes?"
Yep. Zoe like puffs up her chest. I am a rattlesnake. Thank you very much.
I don't know what a rattlesnake is, but
Ow, the place.
I was hoping that wasn't the serpent in the tree. That was not an Akam, right? They are local here.
I'm sorry.
They
what?
are here, and they are locally here, yes.
Okay. Where I come from, there are species of serpents that are quite electrically gifted. That while we've managed to make peace in recent times, they are one of our more steadfast enemies at first.
Like the Thunder Rattler.
There was a moment where there was a moment where I thought they were one of them, but their energies aren't exact. They weren't the same kind, so I was hoping that it was just a moment of convergent weirdness, if you will.
Yeah.
But
Well, then yeah. You're coming back to Melody with us, Talon. Which I'll, for ease of access, I'll just default to that until you come up with it, before you decide on your own name.
Julie claps Zoe on the back and says, "Congrats, kid. He adopted another one after all."
and Suki,
Yes.
you're watching this, right?
Mm-hmm.
The moth does like a morticious slide across the ground in your direction, and it kind of looms over you for a moment before one of its arms reaches out and very gently pats you on the head, and she kind of like gives this bow, and like her antennas like reached out and like as if they're like smelling you, like touch your head, and then it goes, there's much blood on you.
I get that a lot. It's fine. There is.
Will Suki cheat on Daisy with a giant moth? Find out on tonight's Offbeat
Oh
Melody.
no!
Oh my
Oh
god.
no!
Oh my god!
Don't do it for me.
Jesus fucking Christ.
But it's it slides back, and then there's a moment where its wings spread out, and once again it's these shifting patterns of royal purple and bright green before it darts up into the sky and seems to flutter off back towards the direction of the tree.
I mean, this is a dumb joke, but hey! She like points to the moth and over towards Thunder Rattler, then to herself. Think about it.
Zoe,
It like
stop trying to
flutters
get
in
my child
place
in a
for a
relationship.
moment, like just seems just complete confusion before it like resumes its flight. It had no idea what you were
To be
trying
fair,
to say.
I want
Yeah, I
to
know.
establish Julie didn't say that joke. A rogue omniscient narrator said that joke.
Uh-huh. The rogue narrator. Oh, now that's a threat for Melody. The rogue narrator.
The rogue narrator. Holy shit.
So, yeah.
So you'll lead the Talon to their room, just keeping an eye to make sure no one comes out and tries to kill it with an axe.
Yeah, people are watching it, but they seem they are definitely keeping their distance, and you get the feeling that no one is going to approach.
Yeah, okay. Leads them to our room. Hey guys, I adopted this one. He's gonna hang around with us and learn about Earth. This Earth. So you just, lead him here to chill.
Fish just kind of gives a thumbs up because, I mean, I wasn't looking for a roommate, but if you need a place to stay, yeah, sure.
He's coming to Melody.
Oh, okay.
I mean, you're welcome to Melody.
And,
You're all
I mean-
welcome in Melody.
and he goes, yeah, I'll take you up on that. It's just I probably should stick around and help with some of the rebuilding a bit.
Yeah, that's fair.
Oh, actually, no, sorry, continue. I was
Yeah,
getting
okay.
out of place.
So he pets the Talon. You just can rest in here. They'll keep you safe. And I've just got something else I gotta go do. Okay.
And it kind of hunkers down again. I just kind of like sits down in place, in the same room that everyone's like, I guess, starts laying back down, and it just looks at the group and then just lifts its hand and gives a little wave.
Hal waves back. He's just laying there on his back looking at the ceiling, but he waves.
How?
What?
I know you've been through a lot.
Yeah.
You've done a lot. But I do have a question for you.
Yeah?
You know how you pulled those worms out of the couple guys?
Yeah, I don't think I'm ever gonna forget that. Thanks for reminding me.
Do you think you could pull some threads out of somebody?
I don't... Like, you mean how Julie does?
I guess. I guess I could ask Julie, but I don't know if she's conscious.
I don't know if that's something... Whatever the hell bullshit I have going on is gonna do.
It's not.
Okay. Alright.
I'd ask Julie for that one, because I might just make something worse.
Okay.
Because I don't know what this is, and he waves his hands in the air, and they're sparkling. He's like, I don't know what this is! This just happened to me, alright? I'm still processing this.
Tilts its head curiously. Doesn't have eyes, but it seems to be reacting to this display of energy.
I don't know. Zoe is not in dying, but she's still pretty fucking banged up and has yet to lay down and rest.
I would say that if people are injured, Hal, Suki, and whoever has a healing thing, if you want to
So Zoe is
do a round
Zoe
of healing people, if you want, this would be the perfect time.
Yeah.
Zoe has not like stopped long enough for that to happen.
I'll heal people, and then I'll heal myself because I am dying.
Oh my god. Zoe does not stay still long enough for that to happen. She's gone again.
All right.
Okay, Suki's gonna go patch up Hal before Hal passes out into the great beyond. Again.
Hi, Suki. Why are there two of
heal
you?
him. He heals her. She heals you.
You look like shit. Like, I know you take my shit, but you shouldn't have taken that much shit.
You say the sweetest things, Suki, both of you.
Aw.
Oh, no. Okay, you gotta come back here. You can't be doing the whole both of me thing again. That was one time, and that was before I even knew Celia. So, no. Not playing doppelganger bullshit.
There was another Suki.
Long story, not talking about it. Saving Hal.
Okay, how much do I get back? Just patch up.
I'm rolling a plus cool, so I get a 10 for my DIY surgery. It's all good. Stabilize the injury and heal 1 harm.
Okay, I'm not dying anymore.
And that it is the emergency button of like, hey, Hal's bleeding out of holes again. God damn it! How we talked about this.
That's the skill that Tommy used in Oasis Valley to seal up to do stitches with like fishing line, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh.
Someone heal the man.
Not something you want to use for stitches.
Don't talk about my bleeding holes, Suki. I don't like that.
That caught me unawares.
Yep.
I was supposed to.
Okay. So they're getting patched up.
Hello.
What's Zoe doing?
Where's Fallow?
He's down talking with Lila's gone off. And now he is talking with Ogilvy. It seems that the necromancer is just kind of chilling. Just
Zoe slithers up.
Fallow and Ogilvy are talking.
Zoe slithers up to them. Hey.
And Ogilvy turns and goes, "Oh yes, hello Zoe. How are you doing?"
Feel like shit. I'm tired.
You and your group have been up to quite a bit.
Yeah, I'm not ready to go to sleep yet. I can see the nightmares coming, and I'm putting that off as long as I can.
And they both actually seem to nod understandingly at that.
Fallow?
Zoe.
Uma?
I'm sorry.
Oh. That is unexpected, but appreciated.
I mean, I don't trust you.
He gives
But it's not entirely your fault. You have done nothing but try and help people since you've been here. But your organization is exactly the type of people who would want to strap me to a table and cut me open and see how I work. So,
I mean, I don't exactly agree with those people, but
why do you still
my
work?
focus is...
Why do you still work for them?
That's adulthood.
There is
He
no
goes,
ethical consumption under capitalism, Zoe.
there is no ethical study of the supernatural under capitalism.
Zoe, what's the year's after?
So, sorry, what did she ask him? Why does he still work for him?
Why do you still work with them then?
And he pauses and glances over at Ogilvy before he looks back and he goes, "Oh, sorry, I don't mean to sound gross online or on the mic, but he goes, it'll go up, but because what I've been able to do is with them is much more than I would be able to do on my own.
But does it outweigh the hurt that's happened? Does it outweigh this this group of people you've met who are fucking terrified of you?
If it helps at least one other scared boy as his sister was dragged out on a beam of light through their window, if I can help someone else avoid that, I will continue to work for this company.
Oh, he's fucking Mulder.
God. Zoe, like, eyes wide, a bit surprised, but what if I told you there was
And
another?
I don't know
like,
how much.
Excuse you. What do you want?
Sorry, what?
You first, sir. You first.
He goes.
So sorry, my dog is accosting me.
He goes. There are many layers to this, Zoe, that I don't have the time or the wherewithal to get into with you right now. Right now, the best I can do is sticking with Spindle to help those I can help.
Well, you can't be the only one in Spindle who feels this way.
No, I would imagine, Agent Huel feels the same way.
Who?
Isaac.
Isaac.
Oh, I didn't hear the last. Okay.
Oh, Agent Huel feels the same way.
I'm sure he does. But like, why don't you try and, get some like-minded individuals and strike out on your own?
He scoffs at that and he goes, like you said, this company I work for is scary.
Oh,
Apologies. Minor
This company I work
Yeah?
for is scary. Leaves a Discord call.
Yeah, that was ominous.
Sorry, you all
Yeah?
started talking and then it went dead silent, and I'm like, dramatic beat or computer malfunction? It was computer malfunction.
yeah, they're scary, but they're not. They're not omniscient.
That would, well, if they were, they wouldn't have need of agents like me or Isaac.
Exactly. You
But-
have.
I get what you're trying to do, Zoe. Unfortunately, I don't think you're going to be able to convince me to turn against the company.
You
Both them.
do you are you- But why? You're trying to help people.
You haven't proceeded far enough in his personal mission quest. Just met the guy. Help him kill his mother Flemeth first or something.
Also,
God.
you're probably the worst person to be talking to him about this.
I
You
don't know
did
about
mind
that.
blast a
It
little
is,
bit.
it is
That's
sweet when
true.
the teenager is trying to be like, hey, come on, just quit your job.
Yeah, the teenager who's been threatening him the entire time.
Okay, she hasn't been threatening him. She's just been
Kind of
untrustworthy. Yeah, which I mean, understandably so.
Yeah.
She
And yes,
hasn't been
she did do
threatening
some
him.
funky
She hasn't been threatening him. She's just been letting him know of the circumstances under which she would be willing to kill him.
Hey, Zoe has not been willing to kill him. She accidentally killed a cultist and has been fucking dreading that ever since.
Listen, Zoe, I get it. You want to help everyone you meet. That is admirable. That's something you shouldn't lose. But there
Yeah,
are
and
some things you can't help.
eventually, the people above you are gonna decide that I've been here too long, or I've done something wrong, and they don't want me here anymore.
I can't speak for the other departments, but Dr. Watt, and he makes a face like he shouldn't have said that, but he just continues. He goes, "The person I report to, you are of no concern to her."
I'm making a note. Dr. What is a girl? Okay. Sure, maybe for now. But what about all the other ones? What about fucking Dr. Y?
We don't
And
talk about
yeah, it's just like when you say that name, like there's a grimace, and he goes, "Now, see, that is the name that you bring up when you are trying to convince someone of the evils of a corporation they work for."
Yeah. It's almost like I've seen just a fucking taste of what that guy's done to people I care about.
We've just seen a taste.
Fuck you, Derringer!
So,
I can't do Dr. Y's voice, so I defaulted to creepy German for some reason.
This is a little bit of injured cold.
To be fair, I forgot what voice I used for Dr. Y, so it's fine.
What about that? He's just fucking doing whatever he wants. Yeah, maybe your boss is fine.
What answer do you want me to give you, Zoe?
I don't know. That's why I'm here.
Teenagers.
You've been actively trying to do shit, and I've been being a bit of a bitch. I understand that, but I'm also, talking to a guy part of the organization that will very likely eventually want me dead. So I think I have a bit of a reason to be cagey.
You make
and
a
I'm
lot
here,
of
actually trying. What?
I'm not saying that your concerns aren't. Sorry, I lost my train. I was trying to.
Yeah,
take the
find something else. No, I was looking at something else as I was narrating, and then I got distracted. Tip, don't do that. You'll derail your own train of thought. Sorry, what did you ask, or what did you say last? I'm so sorry.
She said, she has reason. It's understandable why she came over here to talk. Oh God, what did I just say? That's why I came here. I've been a bit of a bitch, but she has. I think she has a good reason why she's been kind of cagey.
Yes, and okay, so yes, he goes, yes, I completely understand. And I imagine this is a conflict that Isaac himself has had to deal with. He still works for Spindle just as much as I do.
Yeah, I don't like that either. But maybe, why don't the two of you together, maybe?
And he's just like, so we're talking in circles. I'm sorry, but there is a lot that needs to be done.
You could. So. Oh God, who's that?
There's a lot to be done. Leave Discord call.
It's me, Satan.
What the fuck just happened?
You accidentally disconnecting with incredible dramatic effect.
I was doing nothing. My hands were off the keyboard. I just started going in and out. I'm like, what the fuck, internet?
A lot of people are having weird time tonight with the internet.
Look, I don't know. I mean, I'm sure you probably know already, but in case you don't, your company's done shit to your head.
Meaning,
They
He
fucked
says-
around in your brain.
that is.
And you're just alright with that too? You're not even gonna try and not be just used as a pawn?
I don't even know if you have proof. What are you? And he like looks to Ogilvy as he's like getting frustrated and when he turns his head, you
Ogilvy,
see
you have
the
special
scars.
eyes. You have special eyes, Ogilvy. Can't you see him?
Look with
Fucked
your
up threads?
special eyes.
Yeah.
Suki,
The puppet
Yeah,
strings
Mr.
on
Ogilvy,
him
what are your special
going
eyes
off
see?
into infinity. Don't you see them, Ogilvy?
I think the rest of you would start hearing Zoe start shouting.
Suki goes over and grabs Zoe on the shoulder and it's like, look, sweetheart, he's too far in.
Like when he turned to look to Ogilvy, Zoe, you do see the scars on his temple, and the rest of you do too.
There.
Yeah, they're like the ones that Isaac mentioned that Dr. Y fellow he works for had on his head.
When?
No, that's not
When?
why.
When?
Dr. Wen.
Yeah.
Suki, who has never met either of these, would do that in
That's
character.
probably an in-character slip-up.
Yeah.
Like, these are the marks that are on
What, when,
Dr.
where, why?
Wen's
Yeah.
temple. There's a reason
no,
I'm going to
that's
kill the man that runs the company. It's fine.
It's not because of the reality-breaking stuff. It's just on principle. Damn it!
Oh no, there's a whole reason. Don't worry about it. You'll find out later.
I'm the one supposed to be doing DIY surgery, not them.
Theirs isn't DIY. They probably did that on purpose.
I'm just imagining
Yeah.
how someone gets politically assassinated and just so coincidentally they're leading an apocalypse cult. Actually save the world. It's like, I just thought he was an asshole.
Look. I know you're trying to persuade him, but he's literally got probably strings in his head telling him otherwise. Unless if you think you can get those strings untied without whoever put them there noticing, you just gotta let it be for now. Look, I
Are
get
him
it.
and Ogilvy now having some kind of conversation?
No, they just kind of stepped back once Suki stepped forward and kind of pulled you to the side.
I am curious to see the Spindle agent's reaction to, I'm going to kill his boss anyway, it's fine.
Yeah, he's watching. He's just watching the both of you. He's not talking to Ogilvy.
Look. I know you're new to this murderous psychopath thing.
I'm not a murderous psychopath.
You've killed your first person. I understand it's traumatic.
A visible shudder goes through her when you say this,
Zoe, can you come here for a second?
and she jerks her shoulder away from Suki.
Understandably so.
Zoe, can you come here?
No.
Okay. Suki's going to approach the scientist and the Spindle agent and goes, I do really apologize. She gets a little passionate about things. We're working on it.
Goes, I mean, I remember Hal's mother when she was a little Spitfire, so I understand.
Hal accidentally adopted his mom as a snake.
Hal's laying in the bed going, what?
It's fine. Zoe's adopted. I think.
You dare
Maybe.
take my name, Zane?
I think, I don't know. She said her mom's an asshole, and Mary's not an asshole. So, like, I'm assuming it's an adopted thing, but we're not gonna worry about that. She's a little mad at me right now because I reminded her of the things she didn't want to remember. But sometimes it's better to face those traumas head on for the first time rather than suffer alone in silence. No, that one from experience.
They both.
Zoe looks livid.
Celia gets up, goes over, and just wraps her arms around Zoe.
She's very tense, and she's still armored up at this point, so it's like hugging a
It's like hugging a rock.
Yeah.
Hugging a transformer.
Celia just quietly hugs Zoe.
So, she looks to the aid. She looks to the
When
agent.
you said like facing your traumas, they both kind of they both have an understanding look at that.
Yes. So she looks to the agent and is like, if you're curious about potentially looking for a way out, like she mentioned, talk to Isaac. If not, then don't worry about it. That conversation never happened. She's just passionate and going through trauma. Now, Dr. Ogilvy, I do have to ask, are you going with the aliens? I'm curious.
And when you say all that to Fallow, he doesn't reply, but he just looks suddenly very intensely in thought.
What did you do?
And
I just said he has to go talk to Isaac. I didn't specify.
Uh-oh.
you
Bindle now knows.
you look to Ogilvy and you ask if he's gonna go.
Yes.
And do we still have DZ?
Yeah, I believe DZ's still here.
Okay.
He muted himself.
Okay. Sorry. And I just saw the status was sorry. So he goes, it's such a big choice. I think I might.
I say go for it. It's an opportunity to pursue the thing that you've spent so far watching from afar in person. Embrace that chance of opportunity out there while you can. I'm not saying that staying here is a bad thing.
And honestly, one of the biggest limitations I faced when developing my Omniscope was just our modern technology. I've reached the limit of what I can do here. Maybe if I go there, I can find a way back.
I mean, you'll have the thing to see it, won't you?
And he's like, Miranda always teased me about wanting to be the one to go into space when she wanted nothing to do with it.
I have a hard time latching on to things, specific realities. What if you left a piece of yourself behind in one reality and then you could, like, home in on it?
We're not cutting off his hand, Celio.
I mean, dimensional anchors would be. I'll have to.
Zoe mutters something under her breath.
There are times when I feel like I could almost kick Big Mel in the kidneys.
Does he have kidneys?
He has a stomach.
Horribly fleshy kidneys.
Horribly
He's gotta have some kind of organs to filter out all the toxins, and I tell you, I'm full of venom.
Yeah, so am I.
I don't know if a giant wooden man needs anything like that.
Why would a giant wooden man need to eat people then?
I
For
thought he was
fun?
metal.
I'm pretty sure he does it for fun, Celia.
I thought he was like thin corrugated metal.
He's a piece of shit. That's what he is, and he
It's got a
burns.
wooden frame under it.
That makes sense.
And Ogilvy goes, I mean, dimensional makers would make traversing back if I had something that was uniquely resonant to this stable reality. I mean, I probably have something back at the lab I could whip something up. You know, and he looks over to the necromancer who's been watching this entire exchange, you know, like since Zoe came down to yell at, or not yell, but like talk to Fallow. George's just been kind of off to the side watching. Actually, no, he would have been talking with Elias, but now they've been watching, and he goes, "It should, just depends on how long it takes us to gather the reconstruct and how long the think tank can maintain the portal. But yes, should have time to, as you say, whip something up." And Ogilvy just kind of like, well, I guess that settles it. I'm going. And he like laughs with like just this, like, oh, I need to write a letter to Oren and Miranda.
You can deliver it, man. Gotta live your dream.
Bring up is like, shit, we were sent in the first place to go check up on the man. Now he's go fucking off to the moon.
Yeah.
And he goes, oh, man. This is like literally what I dreamed about ever since I was a kid.
You enjoy it.
And yeah, so what else did folks want to do?
Zoe does not sleep in the same room as Suki.
Okay.
Oh,
I was
so
going
unless
to...
there was.
You first.
Sorry, go ahead. No. I was going to say, unless there was anyone else wanted to do, but it sounds like he wanted to do something.
Yeah. But I assume because she's been quiet, Julie has been staying in the room trying to get the sleep.
I think she's passed out, actually. Let me look at where she ended up health-wise. Yeah, she was like just shy of the dying part of the health thing.
Yeah, Zoe still has two damage, so she's one away from being. Well, she's two away from being dying. So.
I'm pretty sure Julie is curled up somewhere and sleeping, no matter how uncomfortable.
Mm-hmm. Benedict, I was gonna have Benedict talk to her, but this works out. Yeah, he just looks at Julie sleeping peacefully and looks at the tattered clothes he's wearing that she had made for him for this trip. He's a little just disappointed. Then not really sure what else to do. He starts stripping off the tattered clothes, and in the process, kind of notices, hey, wait a minute. There's kind of like a weight, and he opens up his compartment and he finds the fucking whole ass repaired Ismail's journal. Oh, could this be?
And like when you open it up, the first, like inside the cover, newly repaired, the letter falls out, and you see on it to Benedict, or you see your name on it.
Yeah. He's like, oh. He first looks to the bottom to see who wrote it, and sees that it's Ismail. It's like, I don't recognize this fellow. might as well get to reading, though.
So, before you do that, though, let's see. This would be the same room that Julie, Hal, and probably Phineas are hanging out. Did anyone else return to the room?
Yeah.
Does Suki
And
go
Zoe.
to that room?
I would say Suki's probably old habits, sleeping outside the door. Don't
Yeah,
trust
there's
indoors.
totally a little like camper chair that someone had that
Yeah.
you could
A
sit down
chimp
on.
has pulled over.
Yeah, a
fucking
chimp
chair.
pulled over a chair. Suki sat down in it, and the fact that she was one away from dying hit,
Oh.
and she is out.
Zoe,
Sleep of the righteous.
not unlike the Thunder Rattler earlier, Zoe sleeps in tree branches, just draped across tree branches.
And these are definitely a good sized tree for that. Even for a giant snake monster, moth, cat.
The general
yeah,
is perched on her back.
Yeah, I was gonna say the general did get teleported. Don't worry, he's not back at the crater going. "Meow."
Oh no! I assumed he did.
Yeah, no, he did. It's like, oh right, the general. He totally did get teleported with
All I can
everyone.
imagine, though, is he's in fact doing battle with that picture you shared with a reconstructed rat.
Oh yeah.
We're the last no. Actually,
While
no,
everybody
actually,
else was at the tree dealing with the necromancer, the general was battling a foe of his own.
I am actually imagining the gnome just perched on Shore's
Reconstructed
shoulder this whole
gerbils.
time.
So, Benedict, you find this letter that's addressed to you. But this really, now that it's been repaired, like when Julie finished it, there was stuff going on, so it wasn't. This is just me explaining why I didn't explain what happened when she was repairing it. But now that there's a moment, people look over, and it is comparison to the burned scraps it was. It is now this gorgeous leather bound book. And gilt leaf along the borders. It's meticulously stitched. It's this journal cover or this book is almost a work of art in itself. When you open it up, it is in Arabic and in a cipher. But I realize that you can read Arabic. It is in a cipher that you would assume would need to be broken.
If only someone else was familiar with the author. Actually, I'll say that in character. It's I do believe this is Arabic. Oh, but I can't make much sense of it. It appears to be in a cipher. But perhaps, since this letter is addressed to me, and they appear to know me, perhaps there's a secret to cracking it in this letter. Let's find out. Who else would be conscious enough to appreciate it? Yeah. Because I will read it aloud anyway at Ciro's request. Hello?
Hello?
Hello.
Yeah, who else is awake in the room?
I am.
I think Kaiko's also asleep.
Oh.
At the very
So,
least,
Celia's awake.
at the very least, he
Phineas
will
is
stand
too.
for his own benefit. Let's establish this here from Benedict is the kind of person who will read aloud when he goes through shit.
So people might wake up here to hear this. So
So he
Okay.
sticks her head in the
Want to be
window.
too loud, but let's see. My dear old sweet Benedict. Well, that's not a promising start. I write this letter with the hope that someday you or someone else will find this and decipher it. This letter is the key to my notes and research, my inventions, in the hope that my story will be told and my works will benefit mankind in some way. Okay, so my presumption was correct. However, this letter is not for myself, hoping for some kind of redemption in the eyes of history. I should be begging for your forgiveness. When I first discovered you, broken and forgotten, I took you home to Fiddler's Green, to my family, and began the long task of repairing you. While I was considered myself gifted in the arts of clockwork and machinery, I recognized you as the masterpiece of a true genius. That he was. Rebuilding you took time, but it was all worth it the first time I heard your music box thing and your voice asked me where you were. This must be my other life you mentioned.
The hunter.
Your mind had been broken as your body, but eventually both had been rebuilt, reconstructed from the wreckage. That's certainly a choice of words, considering our present circumstances. Let's see. It was plain as the midday sun was bright that you were crafted with love and care, and what I eventually realized was your soul shined just as pure. It was fascinating, seeing and meeting your previous incarnations as your new self began to coalesce. Yet among the wreckage there was something else. A violent memory of loss and fury. The rage was always there, the furious grief. But thanks to the care of my family and the grace of Allah the Merciful and Compassionate, we began to find a new life purpose in this shared mystery we call life. Your rage and grief, while potent, were softened and hidden away in the fog of memory. You grew into a person who aspired to protect our strange little town, even if it wasn't as big and dangerous as Melody. Looks around at the current circumstances. Oh dear, might have spoken too soon. And then the Wormstar came. My family, our family, among the first victims, as they visited relatives in that now lost town to celebrate a new birth. How ironic. I am ashamed of how I reacted in my own furious grief. When you reached out to offer your aid in my moment of pain, I reached back and tore you apart. Broke you down and rebuilt you, using that anger deep inside you. I dug it up and used it as a whetstone to hone you into a weapon. Despite the artificial nature of your body and your soul, emotions burn just as fiercely, if not more so, than those of ours made of flesh. Sunlight is anathema to the slaves of the Wormstar, so what better fuel source than grossly incandescent rage? Focused and weaponized to inflict our shared fury upon the monsters that threaten to consume us all. Our shared song of righteous, holy rage, which would burn away the corruptive hymns of this dead, abominable god from our poor, fragile world. I saw the horror in the eyes of the witch, Lady Bellis? When she beheld you, or then regret when you did not recognize her. There were moments during our shared desperate time fighting together where she seemed more saddened by the change I forced on you, than the lives lost and turned against us.
even though in the end we defeated the necromancer and set the pyres aflame, both earth and the worlds beyond, to purify the remains of the dead. The cost was great. There were many we could have saved if we had given more thought to it than just our grief. Vengeance came, but relief was absent. We tried to call it justice, but I know that is a shallow excuse. I had forgotten one of the most important lessons I taught my children, so now I write down, hoping that someday you, or others struggling with the weight of this world, and those beyond, may find these words and heed them. Justice or vengeance, neither must come at the expense of the innocent. Someday I hope your song will play again, that you will find the peace I denied you, that you will forgive me, even though I don't deserve it. Your friend, Ismail.
Damn.
Mm.
You okay, Benedict?
Well, as much as one could be if you discovered that previously, apparently, you had a friend and they, apparently betrayed your trust.
Yeah, we were there for when the hunter figured that out too.
Oh. Mm.
Yeah.
This is...
If you would like, roll a past lives.
One of the hunters back.
We're still at.
That's a dice. That's a dice.
I think I have. Oh. Okay, I have it up. So
That's
just
a
tell me what you
4.
want.
Here
Okay,
comes
so
Benny.
I'm not. It's for a moment. It's like you stepped out of your body and into memory, and you you remember Ismail and his family. You remember a home, and it was full of love. Love that you contributed to and helped build. And after a moment, you were back.
Oh.
Did anything weird happen from our point of view?
He just seemed to like go deep into thought for a moment.
Because that is one
So
of
there
the
was a moment where his music box kind of slowed down, like the gear shifted down, but then he picked back up, and as he shakes himself back to. It was only for a few moments.
That is one of the things about the reconstructed class is because they are not human. Reconstructed, in fact, do get a penalty to charm, and also people trying to charm them just because how different they are. And a lot of human emotion is expressed with really subtle changes in the face. When you don't have any of that, it's just there's nothing to read.
Yeah, he just seems to be lost in thought. If you could,
Yeah.
I had a... Well, it was rather novel. I finally remembered something.
Oh?
Yes, for a brief moment I was back there. I can distinctly recall this life described in the letter. It was a good one.
It was the life the hunter had before they were made into the hunter.
Precisely.
Aww.
How do you feel now?
It's admittedly a very queer feeling.
There's a lot of those in this group.
Phineas tips his flat.
I assume. That's the joke. I'm going to shut up now.
No. No. Are you okay?
I do not know.
Yeah.
No.
Alright.
Well, we'll be here if you want to talk about it.
Thank you, Sindra.
Really here, Benedict.
Are you going to come down from the branches?
No. I like the branches. They're comfortable.
I don't imagine it's good for your spine.
My spine's
She's
just.
all
I have a
spine.
snake.
She's all spine, Phineas says.
Yeah,
with
I'm all spine.
like half drunk.
Precisely why you should take better care of it.
I'm
He's an
taking.
arboreal snake.
This is
Snake.
how the thunder rattle rested. It's fine.
Wait. No, you're a rattlesnake. I don't think it's a terrestrial.
I'm not. We can't put me against like a normal type of snake.
But you're also part invertebrate, and they don't have any spine at all, so...
Yeah,
think
like,
and then you're part cat, so I don't even know where to put that.
Phineas
Yeah,
goes,
I'm
I think the
part-
cat part might be the tree part.
You're
I'm
having
part liquid.
you're having this conversation, and you just see Hal sit up, grab his pillow and his blanket, and walk out the door.
Oh.
Sorry.
You hear Phineas goes,
Hal.
sorry, Hal. Just everyone going, sorry, Hal.
You watch him slap into the side of the doorway, which kind of leaves a dent, and then walk off somewhere in the tree village. You don't think he's completely conscious right now.
And it's just like, oh, and it's just like, oh, he's so dreamy. Swings, takes another swing of the flag.
Wow.
Zoe like pulls her head back out the window.
Was that a joke or was that a hit? No, we'll never know.
The one wrote the joke. He is part beast of the forest.
Wow.
It was probably
I mean,
nice.
again, he did party with Oscar Wilde.
It's completely fair.
But, so,
He was a goat, and he was a deer.
Can I make it more obvious?
I hate that song so much.
Yeah, he was a goat. He was a deer. Could we make this any more queer?
Derby.
Zoe's telling him in the morning, by the way. Zoe's telling him, yeah, he's not too dreamy.
So, yeah, unless there's anything else, can have, like, just speed through of a sleep. You know, you're completely safe and protected in the treehouse village. You sleep, a lot of you, even though it's probably only been a few hours, not too long since waking up, and you've been through a lot since then. So, exhaustion, sleep comes easily, and it is still bewitched, so time is fucky wucky, to put a specific term on it.
The scientific term.
Yeah.
These
Yes.
are real Wookiee hours.
Yeah. Y'all wake up feeling beat to shit for most of you, except for Keiko. Oh, right, Keiko. Before everyone starts waking up, Keiko is usually one of the earliest ones to wake up, right?
Yes, but she'd be right back.
Oh. Ooh.
I think he's getting
Okay.
foods.
That's true. You know what? I saw a text message. My Taco Bell is in the microwave, so I will actually BRB as well.
Intermission.
Intermission.
Go get that Taco Bell.
This happened to you? Ah, my legs! Oh, they're turning into jelly! Ah! If so, that's pretty fucked up, right? Anyway, frogs. They're pretty cool. How about you buy some frogs? Come on down to my frog warehouse. It's better than having your legs turn to jelly. Buy some frogs, motherfucker. I got too many of these damn things. They're hopping all over the place.
What's
Before
going
you
on?
said before you said turn to jelly, I thought it's like, oh god, are you making an ad about Cilia?
We had an intermission.
Went from off my legs to frogs.
Accidental. You assigned too much thought to my ad breaks.
I mean,
TV looking very perturbed.
a few days ago, I did see Everything Everywhere All at Once, and there was the sausage finger universe. Now that was fucked. The worst part was they were full of condiments.
Ugh.
Like the fingers already had cheese and ketchup built in inside them. And cannibalization of one's own fingers is like a common thing in that alternate universe.
God, what the?
I do not thank you for this knowledge.
No.
Everyone go watch Everything Everywhere All at Once. It's pretty good.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Trying to think, shit. What's another intermission? Trying to
How's
come up with
Carla been?
Do you ever, Macarla's fine, don't worry about it. Do you ever find yourself thinking, I've got too many Reese's monkeys in my freezer and I need something to do with all those monkeys, but where am I going to find a big enough casserole pan to fit 3 at once? Well, now there's a casserole pan for you and all those frozen Reese's monkeys you have in your freezer. Behold, the red copper Reese's monkey casserole pan. Big enough to fit in your oven with all those damn monkeys inside. Load them up with potatoes, tomato sauce, and all the cheese you want. Mm-mm. Tastes like real monkey. Only $49.99.
Satisfied
The
customer,
stone.
the rock giant.
Just gonna say the stone giants in their cave and their giant lazy boy just watching the TV. It's just like, ooh,
Yeah, and they just
must
start
do that.
going.
Okay, but do they pull out a jitterbug because their hands are too big to operate a normal phone?
No, he's actually got a chunk of stone that's carved in a loose resemblance of a 1980s cell phone, and he's using that.
Oh my god.
And it works.
Each button has a rune on it.
Okay.
So, how'd y'all like the letter?
It was good.
It was very
Emotionally
fucking good.
I remember you sending me that earlier, and it was emotionally devastating the second time as well.
Summary.
I wrote that in like a frenzied rush at like 3 a.m. the night before one of the sessions because I was like, oh wait, Benedict's got to read the letter. I forgot to write the letter. Ah!
Oh no!
I think everybody's back now.
I am.
Yeah.
Okay. So,
And just like that, my power.
What?
So,
As soon
Something.
as fucking Scatha said everybody is back, my power comes back.
Yeah.
I cast a
Fucking
spell.
wizard.
so, Kaiko.
Hi.
Kaiko's usually like the first one awake, right?
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
early bird.
Yes,
Yeah.
says Julie angrily.
So, in the early morning, well, if you could call morning a time, and the witched hour, while everyone else is mostly still asleep, you kind of wake up, and you see that kind of almost like perched on your open palm as like you were sleeping is a little mote of the flame, and it says, "You make an effective team. You wield me well."
so long as you rein yourself in and don't get us both like the previous user of what had you.
We're still within the experiment's parameters. Well together. I'd like to continue to work well. This is much preferable than the animosity we once had.
There's
If I'm silent, it's because I'm stuffing potatoes. If I'm silent, it's because I'm stuffing potatoes into my mouth.
We work well together. There's so many babies we haven't yet eaten. I can't let you die yet.
Or actually,
You
TT, should I have let you take this over for this part?
Sorry, I blanked out for a moment. What?
Or should I have let you take over for the flame?
No, I trust you to handle it at the moment.
It is a flame. It is ever fickle.
It says, or not, it goes, "It is much more preferable when we work together than at odds. We're both our 6.
Yeah, that's in character.
As long
Fire is by its nature selfish.
as you stay in your lane and don't try to go against when I try to rein you in, this should.
The fire, quoting Claude Rain, says, "This looks like the beginning of a beautiful friendship."
The same words were going through my head. Except because it's K, all I couldn't think of is fucking Cabbage and Nappa. It's like, yay, this is the beginning of a beautiful relationship, Vegeta.
God
kind of
damn it,
dynamic.
Nappa.
God damn it, Cabbage. Pretty.
We're going to.
Oh my god.
That's just on his social media. He's taking the fucking Septec crew to.
Takes a picture of him and Susie.
Oh.
We're going to Dairy Queen.
Hey, Susie,
the,
what would you like? The souls of the innocent. A bagel? No!
But with that little exchange, the flame snuffs out right as the others start to stir and wake up.
Zoe,
Really content with that exchange.
Zoe, I'm being poked by tiny men. Come eat them for me.
I must ask, are these gingerbreads or gnomes?
Just imagine Benedict shoots up straight, like, gnomes.
No. Benedict had left the room and he comes back and sees gnomes poking silly. It's like, my God.
No, the gnomes have not returned to the Fiddler's Green yet.
Zoe's not even in here right now. She's still in the tree.
Celia's sleeping.
And like it's still bewitched. The sky's still purple. No rain this time. The necromancer does not seem to be there, but as you wake up, Ogilvy seems to like step out of his own room where he was probably resting up. Actually, no, he would have left. Actually, yeah, you don't see any of the others with you. Like Elias is gone, the necromancer's gone, Ogilvy and Fallow don't seem to be there. No, actually, Fallow would be out. You would see him talk. Sorry, I'm like all over the place. It's fun juggling NPCs, right?
It's fine.
Fallow is actually, it takes a bit, but you do see him talking with Lila and some of the other survivors.
Oh, so are we still bewitched?
Yep. Guy's still
Jeez.
purple.
That's like the longest bewitched I think we've ever been in.
And
How high up off the ground am I?
Depends on how funny it would be.
Fair. I was gonna say, I was imagining Zoe like slowly slithering off the branch, just like she just gets longer, longer until she reaches the ground. Oh hell! I should probably turn back now. Meh. Guys, wake up! It's the morning. I think it's the morning. The time has passed.
Dookie is asleep in the chair still. Just head conked back, snoring.
Zoe, you see, like in another, like on the patio of another treehouse, you see Hal just bent over, like flopped over a bench.
Hal. So he's over. Hal. Pokes him.
Doesn't move.
Hal.
There's no movement.
Oh God, Hal! She picks him up.
You know how you pick up like a cat that's asleep and does not want to wake up, and he just kind of flops.
Yes.
That is Hal right now. All 7 fucking feet of him.
Oh, Zoe's actually bigger than you right this second.
The only way you're able to do that is because you're in monster form.
Yeah. It's a good thing she didn't turn back. She picks him up like Hal. And
I guess some things are true across all versions of Hal.
Hal? Are you dead?
It's that video of that ferret that's asleep and it just flops like it's dead.
Oh yeah.
It's just a sock. You can tell that he's breathing, but he's not going to wake up.
He is racked out. Get it? 'Cause I'm gonna milk that joke for all it's worth.
Appreciate it.
So, seeing the group start to wake up, you see Fallow is talking with Lila, Gilbert, and some of the others. And Fallow goes, "Oh, you're all awake? Good. I will be returned to the lab with the necromancer. They said they would be back in a bit." And there's a startled gasp for like some of the people as the Talon like appears in the doorway behind, as people start filing out of the room.
No,
And he goes, He like turns around and goes, "Oh no, don't worry, that one's the safe one." See, it's missing the arm. And Gilbert like sheepishly kind of like looks over at it, and he just like gives it a nod. But the Talon doesn't seem to recognize him. Just kind of slinks like towards the edge of the clearing.
Aw.
But it just kind of like sits there, just kind of it kind of can tell that people are tense. So it's just like, I'm still here, but I'm giving you space, kind of move.
Yeah.
You know what they need to do in order to make sure everyone knows this Talon is friendly?
Ain't it?
Googly eyes.
Aw.
Slap
I
some
do
googly
wanna-
eyes
that-
on that smooth dome head of his.
Yeah.
I do want to remind the gods that Fallow has to erase everything he discovered about us while here.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I got him with the mind control, remember?
Yeah.
The mental
Well,
dominion.
it ran afoul of something. Remember?
No, because I had
Yep.
to roll with disadvantage, and I still succeeded.
I guess I would leave this up to TT. How would you rule this? Because I would be surrendering fallow to your control pretty soon, anyways.
You had me roll disadvantage, and I still got enough to
Sure,
give
that's
him a
true.
command. TT.
Fallow's not a
TT.
monster, so
He is a regular person.
yeah.
So he would not be able to record new intel about the group. Okay.
He has
All
to
right, yeah.
erase what he discovered about us while here.
Fucking mind whammied him.
Yeah, I did. And then she tried to like be like, listen, I was a bitch. Let's try and like not be antagonistic against each other.
And also
Look.
tried to use the fact that Spindle mind whammied him to try and get him to join your side.
To be fair,
You
She
said
just-
some things, I said some things, I tried to mentally dominate you.
she didn't turn him into a slave.
True.
She just protected herself and her
Spindle,
friends.
Spindle hasn't turned Fallow into a slave.
Yet.
Sure, she knows.
It's just, it kept him from knowing a couple of things.
A slave.
Just has a very selective
And-
memory.
And it was
Nudged
Word
him
of
a few
God.
ways.
Word of God. It was also to some protection against mental.
Yeah, which in that session
Nonsense.
is why you
Yeah.
had me roll with disadvantage.
True.
But my
He does
weird
have
is
to
really high.
investigate stuff like the Greys occasionally, so it's it's a precaution.
Yeah.
No sense in going through a whole bunch of work and not making it tamper-proof.
Yeah. I totally understand, but even with the disadvantage, I still hit the marker to
Mm-hmm.
get a command in there. And hey, she could have done a lot worse shit than, hey, you're not allowed to tell people about us. Oh well, you have to delete what you learned about us. She could have been like, hey, you're my slave now.
Mind whammied.
Yeah.
So, Fallow kind of approaches, and Lila and Gilbert kind of following him as the others stay back. Since they're both kind of like the unofficial leaders of the survivors, Fallow goes, so, what's the plan? Spindle and apparently this necromancer, we could pretty much got it covered for cleanup. Spindle will come in once the undead are gone, and we'll deal with the cover stories and such. Help with getting things up and running again. Fortunately, and he looks to the others, he goes, there was a large loss of life, so it's uncertain what will happen with the town.
What are you going to do with the Bigfoots and everything?
Okay, so it's the next day, yes?
Yes.
Still
Okay.
bewitched, so time's weird, so I'll leave that up to you, like exactly what happens.
Alright,
So-
it's the next day. Everyone who isn't awake yet by 8 a.m. is woken by their ears popping somewhat painfully.
Ah! Ow!
Fuck!
Um,
Whoa. It's like,
and
the witching hour just end.
Yes.
there are sounds of chatter and conversation and someone talking on a megaphone far away enough where you can't quite make out what they're saying, but close enough where you can hear that they're talking on a megaphone outside.
What are they saying?
I told you can't make out what they're saying because you're not close enough.
There appears to be a commotion of some sort.
All right, let me just go.
You will have to investigate this mystery to find out more.
I'm
Ah.
like, as in get
Oh,
closer,
no,
or
I've
would
been
you like
rogue
us to
narrator.
roll?
You're in a building. I assume you can step out of it and look at what's going on.
Okay,
Yes.
going to do so.
Yeah.
I've been rogue narrator.
So he is going to shift back to her human form, though.
Smart idea.
Which is,
Mhm.
when she's doing it, it's visibly harder for her than it has been for a while. And she's
I've been in
noticed-
monster for a while.
That's
yeah,
concerning.
and she was in her battle mode for a while. She's like noticeably paler and looking a little unwell.
You appear to be a
Oh.
little under the weather.
I am fine.
I feel like this is a follow-up to when Miranda said, yeah, you can live 2 lives, but careful not to get too stuck in one.
Maybe.
I'm fine.
And she stumbles out the door.
Phineas goes outside as well.
Okay.
Zuki's
Drove
been,
him.
Zuki's been camped outside in a chair, so when the pop, she was like, yep, okay.
Okay, so Suki, you're the first to see then. There are a shitload of white vans in town. And a lot of them have Spindle Inc.'s logo on the side.
Go get the agent, his company's in town.
Oh dear.
Agent Fallow's not in the house.
Perhaps we should make our exit.
Yeah,
There's a reason we stashed the van in the woods, come on. I remember that from the beginning. We put one specifically hidden in the woods.
Everyone, please make an orderly line.
Oh fuck
We're
no.
here to help with the disaster relief effort.
fuck.
It's all gonna be okay. You're all dealing with some incredible trauma, but don't worry. Spindle Inc. is here to help.
God.
Oh, I feel slimy just hearing it. I don't even have flesh.
So,
And Phineas is just like, ugh. Okay, gather around, children, and I'll put up a glamour and get us through this.
thanks, Phineas.
I'm already slimy and I still feel gross.
I
Lila,
just feel gross.
Lila, it's been nice to meet you, but we're gonna go.
Please,
about
please,
Yeah.
please don't tell anyone about our secrets. I
Okay,
can't-
read a bad
I don't wanna-
situation.
I don't want to make. I can't make you do anything.
I got an 8.
Trust me, dear, you have nothing to worry for me. And Keiko, because of your bullshit meter, Lila is being completely sincere.
Anyone get a 10?
She is.
She's on the level.
And like, she actually goes up and gives you a big hug, Zoe. And she is a large woman, and she
I gotta-
like it's a back popping kind of hug.
Yeah, that's what you get for
What a-
slipping up in the branches.
I got a 10, TT.
Okay,
TT.
cool. You spot the van that has parked next to the house. and see a woman in a smart-looking business suit exiting it and
Quick, woman
making
coming,
her
someone's
way
coming,
towards
someone's
the
coming.
door.
Come on, back, quick, let's go.
Phineas rubs his hand together and claps it to do the glamour, and you're all faintly glowing purple.
Let's go just in case they can see through this shit.
Hello!
And Lila and Gilbert go to meet head off this woman. Give you
There's
all
a woman.
the chance to escape.
She looks to be in either her late 30s or early 40s. She's smiling, and you can see wrinkles at the sides of her mouth as she smiles quite a lot in her life. And she's waving. Her hair is cut in a stylish blonde bob, and she is wearing a very classy business suit with very large shoulder pads.
Huh? Wait a minute.
This is where all the heroes are hanging out, correct? The ones who helped solve the little dilemma last night and the day before?
Wait,
Do we recognize this
I
voice?
recognize that voice.
No, you do not. You have not
Oh,
met
dang.
this person before.
Dang.
Phineas, I don't know, TJ, if you will allow this. He did put up the glamour, so I guess it's up to the group. Phineas is just kind of looking up to you, dudes.
Hello!
Al is running his hand across his throat like, fuck no.
I'm gonna Kaika's gonna read about the situation. That's not a bad idea. Let's see. That'd be a 9. Best way in, best way out, best way to protect the victims.
Well,
I.e., that's probably gonna be us soon.
I mean, I think if you all just bailed, that would be a perfectly valid strategy. But also, she doesn't have any thugs. She has no weapons. She's just a lady in a business suit. Which perhaps is a little unsettling, given all the shit, because why is she strolling into this as just a fucking lady in a business suit?
Yeah.
But by all indications, that's it. You're just dealing with, a person
With my
who is
flash
trying
off,
to talk to you.
With my flash off and invisible, I'm going to snap a photo of this lady.
Alright, you see a golden
I should
thread across...
elaborate. You're not invisible.
Well, but we're
You are glamored so that attention just slides off of you.
And this is why I turned off my flash, so it's not anything to draw attention.
Okay. You see, in the photo, she has that nice little golden thread across her forehead.
Yeah.
But other than that, it's just a lady.
What the fuck?
It's just a near middle-aged, kind of attractive lady in a business suit.
What? Seeing the golden thread, that's all Kaika needs to know alright, let's escape.
I mean, if we really wanted to, I could step out. I don't know if Spindle's tied me to y'all's stuff yet. They'll have a file on me, but they have a file on me from when I worked with Isaac as a solo contractor.
Oh.
We could also just
It could
leave.
buy. It could also buy us. It could also buy us some extra cover. Just saying.
Yeah, the sacrifice of you?
He looks at her watch. Hello!
Either way, Kaiko's gone.
God damn it, fellow.
I'd say Suki probably has the right idea.
I don't bite!
Cut me out.
I'll go. And I'll slink out from the little group and push myself in the door and kind of sort of fake, but not really fake. Pull herself up, was sorry. Fuck. Shit hurts. Hi.
Hi, Suki! And she extends a hand to you.
Yes. Hi. Of course you know my name. And just shakes it. Apologies.
And she has a very firm grip, and she actually clasps with her other hand and shakes it really vigorously. It's like, I've got to say, I've read on your file. Oh, amazing work you've done busting up all those cults.
Thank you. That's
Are
weird.
the rest of your friends in? Are they still asleep? Did they sleep through the
You just kind of missed them. They took off a little wee early in the morning because the tall one, what was his name? He wasn't looking good, so they wanted to go get him to a doctor.
Hal's not doing
Hal.
well?
Yeah, he wasn't looking too
Is
great.
he injured in any way?
Oh my god.
Not as bad as me.
Does
she
he
just
need...
smiles.
Listen, there's been a very serious interdimensional occurrence here, and Spindle, being one of the lead researchers in interdimensional anomalies, we're here to lend our aid, and we're aware of you and your friends and the efforts you've done. We have a very extensive report that I was briefed on it. And her facade of friendliness breaks for a moment as you can just see the very exhausted career professional on her face as she says, "I read at 4:35 in the morning about the entire incident. It's fascinating. It's marvelous. It's dare I say heroic. And we just wanted to make sure that you all are fine." And that if you need, our resources are at your disposal, as they have been several times before, thanks to our mutual acquaintance with Agent Isaac Kuehl. And also that you understand that this is a fairly big interdimensional anomaly that's going to require some very delicate and precise cleanup to keep people from panicking. There was something of an apocalyptic event, and some discretion needs to be advised. I'd really love to talk to your entire group, especially that Kaiko. She's very good with communication and information. And all those things. So
I will make sure that they get a hold of you once they're back up to proper communications. You did get a little hit, she says, pointing to these still kind of like, they're healed, but they're still like nice deep scars from when she like charged in face first.
You really should consider, if you are banged up from the night's events, and she actually reaches into her pocket and pulls out a business card for you. You really should consider using our services. We have a great deal of medical technology at our disposal, especially for interstellar anomalies. We could check to make sure that you haven't received any sort of infections from xenopathogens and the like. And I'm sure Isaac has made this appeal to you before, but we've noticed your work, and there are job opportunities at Spindle.
It just kind of like stops for a second, and there's that like 1,000-yard stare of someone who's like, "Oh fuck!" They asked the question. I have made Isaac in the past aware that while I appreciate the offers, and given a day, I'm probably gonna take a few days of rest. If I notice anything, I'll use this, gesturing with the card in her hand.
Hey, sure. You do what you think is best, but listen. I mean, from the sounds of it, it got a little hairy last night, right? I mean, you guys were dealing with some pretty serious shit, and you were dealing with it more or less on your own. Imagine if you had come in here with our corporation's full swagger behind you. Things might have gone a lot differently. Maybe a little easier. And, I'm sure Isaac's a field agent. He probably tells you more of the dirty sides of the job. But listen, we have all sorts of career opportunities at Spindle. And again, I really implore you to consider it. If you want to come down for an interview sometime, I would love to show you some of our premises on our Melody location and go over the vast number of opportunities we have for you, because I really think there's a place for you in what we're making there. And she smiles at you very genuinely.
Suki sits there grimacing a little bit, not from her, but just from the general, oh, that's what it feels like when my ribs are readjusting again. In a minute.
You sure you don't want to? We have medical facilities. I can even do a checkup on you in the van. I brought a good chunk of our material here with us.
I appreciate it.
Van orange.
Is the van orange? Suki's not paying attention.
No,
to
it's
that.
white, and it's got a big, nice, approved by committee Spindle Inc. logo on it.
Approved by committee. Oh, that's disgusting.
Oh, totally minimalistic.
Yes.
Yeah.
They
God, is there
redesigned-
the corporate art style on it?
Dude, there was like a 30-page document talking about the genetic lineage of this logo.
TT.
Ew.
Yes.
Important detail that I completely forgot until this moment. As soon as the communications blackout was lifted, once the Cat Choir was destroyed, there would have been a broadcast originating from Ogilvy's lab of Benedict's song.
Mm-hmm.
So that's out there.
But she sits there for a second and gives a genuine, warm, kind smile. A smile that no one in the party has probably seen before. And she goes, give me a couple days to get feeling back on my feet. The worst of it's over, but I'm going to need at least a couple of days.
Well,
And I'll see what I can do about coming in for an interview.
all right. Well, good to know. And you know, I know it's a big corporation. We're probably seem a little shady, but you know, I think we're all on the same team, more or less. So just consider it.
Yep, I will.
Tell your friends I said hi. I extend the same offer. Do you think they would be interested in extra business cards? I have a good chunk of these in my pocket.
I can take some more business cards from you if you'd appreciate it.
She gives exactly the correct number for everyone in the group.
Fantastic. Thank you.
Even for Kaiko, which one is it?
What do you mean?
In terms of phone numbers.
It's her personal number.
Oh.
She is giving you her business card at Spindle, which has her line at the office as well as her cell phone and a list of her hours, and her exact position in the company, as well as a little motto for Spindle, which I haven't thought of, to my great shame. But I'll think of it. Don't you worry. I'll think of something that's sufficiently bland and horrifying.
Does Spindle do meetings through the metaverse?
Oh, God.
Thankfully, no, because while they are evil, they're not completely incompetent.
Oh, I have, as the resident Spindle agent, I have an idea for the logo.
Yeah?
Spindle, we hold things together.
Aw.
Yeah, that sounds right. Yeah, I like that.
That has building better worlds energy.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Because that's what they're doing. Do you remember the speech the fucking CEO gave?
And it fits their whole, oh, we're going to help with recovery and stuff.
Matsuki will take the cards and just kind of nod and go.
Also, TT, does it? How much there is no war in Bossing Say energy this lady exudes?
Fairly high amount. If you were here doing the lie detector shit, I will give you this for free. She believes every word she is saying. Even if the persona of friendliness is a bit forced, by dint of her being a corporate suit and always, trying to disguise whatever human feeling she's having to make something very nice and marketable. Her belief in the company and the company's plans for you is genuine. They sent a very good diplomat to deal with you guys today.
They sent a very good diplomat, and you left him with Suki, the person worst at being diplomat. But she'll take the cards and she'll give them.
Spindle extended the olive branch, and we decided to fucking leave them in the parking lot.
Yep, they gave you the carrot this time.
I mean, can you blame us given previous
Oh no, I can't blame you. You know it's a trap.
It's a trap.
You know they're fucking evil. She doesn't.
No, and that's why Suki's being genuinely nice to her. And she's like, I'll make sure the others get it. They can be a bit skittish.
I like
Have you ever
I like that Isaac's player is the one who figured out Spindle's slogan.
Yeah, that's perfect.
It's only appropriate.
Spindle Inc. We hold things together.
but she gives the genuine smiles like, I'll make sure they get the cards. I'll talk it over with them.
And they should know that we are doing things to help people with rehabilitation over this event, including getting over some very severe traumas. And that is a very delicate operation, and we do not want interference on there because it could end badly.
Yes. I will make sure that they don't, and I don't think they'll be interfering with any of the cleanup operation.
All right, great. Well, if you have any questions or concerns, if you want to set up that interview, just give me a call, and I hope you feel better.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
All right, you have a good day.
You too. Now to go find where I put my fucking motorcycle. Suki says, limping out into the woods, like, where the fuck did I put it?
And she gets into her van and she drives off.
And Phineas is with the group. I think was everyone just waiting in the backyard for this to?
I think we're moving towards the van that we put in the woods.
And the classic.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Imagine if anyone tries to fuck with the
Isaac's
classic,
car.
they get fucked with back.
Also, Isaac's car.
Yeah.
Wait, that was the van.
We hit
I
Isaac's
thought it was,
car.
van.
Yeah.
It was it's a station wagon, but close
You're
enough.
close enough.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, Phineas is leading the group, and it's, there is a moment where you're, like, very dense. You don't see, like, the town, as he's, like, leading you, like, a shortcut through a copse of trees, and, like, a thicket. And there's a moment where there's a minor pop, and standing before you is both the Necromancer and Ogilvy. As Ogilvy, like, goes, ugh, okay, I swear I'm gonna get more used to that, right? And George just kind of shakes his head, you never do.
Hi.
Yes, I decided that rather than further contaminate, I better keep a low profile.
Let's try for the best. You can't trust them as far as you can throw them.
We're just about to finish up, and oh yeah, the Talon has been like flanking at the edge of things. They are very skittish and going like stealth mode. They might be like hiding with the general.
Oh, the general has made a friend.
Ogilvy goes, okay, so we're about to depart, right? And the Necromancer nods and he goes, okay.
You gonna be
cleaned
okay?
up my lab. I trashed most of it. Here, take this. And he hands over like a few data sticks, USB ports or USBs. And he's like, one of these is for Orin. The other one is my notes and research, and the other one is specifically the Omniscope.
Well, it was very nice meeting you, despite circumstances.
And he like looks at the group and just gives a smile. And it's like, I think I guess the next generation does have it in hand. You seem to be doing just fine.
Hal doesn't say anything, but he reaches out and knocks very gently on a tree.
The branch reaches down and knocks on you.
Son of a bitch!
And it goes, hide behind goes, watch it, buddy. He goes, and Phineas is like, oh, you fucker. It's not Rufus, but he's like, and the hide behind's like, I made it through the whole thing without being noticed, and you just come up and knock on my knee? Come on now. And he just like strides off in the forest.
It's not Rufus, it's Doofus, his cousin.
But
Benedict would like to address Ogilvy. No, we haven't interacted much, you and I, at least me as I normally am, but
your
we were
other
sent
self
to...
was quite intense, but interesting. Did you know he told me the scariest thing I've ever heard in my life, and I just lived through an interdimensional incursion.
What was that?
He told me he was going to eat me.
What? I'm broke. Fuck.
The only way to be sure.
Going through the 5 stages of grief. Well, I'm terribly sorry. I said that to you.
And even the necromancer's like, huh. Like, just looks confused, like flabbergasted. But Ogilvy, Ogilvy laughs and goes, I believe it was his attempt at humor over a misunderstanding with the group and modern slang.
Oh yeah, Zoe told him to eat a dick.
Yeah, that's right.
Because your name is Richard Ogilvy.
Yes. Rick is often right. Rick rhymes with dick, so it is.
I have a terrible sense of humor. Looks to why did no one tell me?
Benedict, I think
Why
it's
did
worse
no one
than
tell
that.
me? I tell the worst jokes.
No, Benedict, it's worse. He wasn't trying to tell a joke.
Am I an asshole?
Benedict, am I a buddy?
This tiny little man is like, am I the jerk?
No, Benedict, you are wonderful and we love you.
Am I?
Well, all that to say, are you really sure you're gonna just leave the town? I mean, you've been here for... How long have you been here for?
And he's like, oh, I've been in Fiddler's Green for... Oh, it's been... Well, actually, TT, how long has it been since the Phantasmagoricals broke up?
Like mid-90s, and it's 2024,
Like
so...
30-something
years.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's been about
Like
30 years.
Yeah, wow.
Give or take a few.
So, leaving a place you've been for so long, it can't be easy. Especially to leave it in such disrepair, as it were.
And he, like, looks back in the direction of the town and can't really see it through the trees, but he does. This isn't the first time Fiddler's Green has been through disaster. But Fiddler's Green is more than a place. It is a dream, the hope of every sailor and wayfinder that beyond the dark and turbulent storms, something good and worthwhile waits. Or that's what the people who founded it said when they came here from the sea.
Oh.
I like that. I like that very much.
Yeah.
And it was my shelter after a very dark time, and he can't help but glance in your direction, Kaiko, kind of guiltily. But he goes, and I think it is time that I find new shores, new seas to sail.
I was just thinking, I suppose in a way you are during the dream of Fiddler's Green. You're exploring an ocean few humans have ever tread.
And he like, there's a moment he's like, I won't lie, I'm gonna miss this place, but
And, you know, we just bet, but kind of gonna miss you too.
You're a good man, Richard Ogilvy.
Although, can I ask a legit
so
question?
are you. Well, sorry. When you call him a good man, and he looks to you, Benedict, and he goes, and so are you.
Oh.
You humble
Can I-
me.
What's I?
Can I? Did you trust Fowler? Fuck.
Hello.
Fowler fuck.
Fallow, thank you.
He trusted
Well,
Fallow
you go-
fuck with his life.
Did you trust Fallow?
Agent Waterfowl.
He showed up and saved my life when I was about to die. I trusted him enough to see to the safety of this town. And now he goes, I've heard Oren mention some things about Spindle, and some of them good, some of them not. Well, I guess I should say begrudgingly good. But in the moment, I trusted Val. What's going to happen now? I don't know, and that is one of my big guilts right now, is leaving right as rebuilding is going to happen.
Hey, next time you come back with reconstructed technology.
He laughs and he goes, we'll see. There's maybe with the omniscopes, if you manage to find someone who can rebuild one themselves, maybe Miri. She was always keen on the mechanics.
Yeah, she'll probably be able to do it.
Maybe we'll be able to establish contact someday.
Yeah.
She'll probably do it
necromancer.
just to yell at you.
You motherfucker, you went to space. You didn't even tell me. You didn't send a letter.
How fucking dare you!
He goes, oh. I did say she would be in space before I did, but I guess I'm winning that bet.
She's gonna be so fucking pissed.
And the necromancer kind of steps forward. He goes, I don't wish to break this up, but
You gotta go.
Yes, the people who arrived in the rather bleak-looking vehicles, they are nearing the crater. And
The fleet of bone white vehicles.
There's enough time. Let's say this happened like right as the group found their vehicles, like hidden, right?
Yeah.
And he goes, able to do one last teleport, get you all home to avoid the unpleasantness here.
Oh.
Wouldn't Suki be by herself then?
Where is Suki?
She was
I was hoping
buying
she
us
had caught up
time.
by now.
Suki, you catch up with the group as this happens.
Okay.
Oh,
never mind.
Holy shit.
Perfect timing.
Fuck. And I've been out of the nearly dying game for too long. Fuck. Right.
And
he was nice. Let's go home.
And the necromancer, just because I'm abusing my very last vestiges of narrator power. You gather up your vehicles, Isaac's and Suki's, and the not the champion, the classic. And I don't know why champion for a card name came to my mind, but
Good
once
name for a
again,
card.
yeah.
Or a dog.
The necromancer and Ogilvy stand off to the side. Phineas actually goes, you know what, I'm going to tag along. I've been meaning to see Fiddler's Green, but then I'll just come on back in a bit.
Okay.
So,
I'll give him a ride if he needs it.
and he goes, honestly, I'll just, oh, yeah. Oh, wait, I won't be. And he's like, seems to be like suddenly, he's like, I was just going to use Arma to get back, but that won't work. As he's like suddenly thinking this, the bone portal comes down as like Ogilvy gives one last wave, and the group appears in a random field in the Melody Forest, and like how you actually recognize it from one of your walks with the wolf. So it's you actually know where you're at, but it's just like, oh wait, how are we gonna get the vehicles through this shit?
Oh, this is gonna be fun.
But you're back in Melody. I surrender control, TT.
Yay!
10 minutes
like-
fermented.
It would be
Yeah, I
funny
feel
for
like
the dog just to
shit.
be napping on a rock and then suddenly, poof, like 3 cars appear.
You guys get home, you drive into town, everything looks fine. Like 2 days passed and it didn't matter at all. You pass by familiar sights, you pass by the mall, the shopping district. You see the entrepreneur asleep at his stand.
Oh,
You all get home. You're safe. You're sound. You survived your zombie apocalypse episode. And I'm so proud of you. No sting. No teaser. We might do another denouement session before we do another arc. I gotta talk with my guest arc people about how we want to schedule things.
This became more of a final episode than a denouement.
This is well, I mean, we had to wrap up the loose ends. But you guys are safe. You did it. You saved a lot of lives. You stopped a really terrible threat. Again, something on par with the Supreme Authority and the Gourmand. You did it, gang. Congrats. We'll see you on the next Offbeat Melody.
Thank you all for playing.
thank you for DMing.
Yeah.
Yes, thank you for doing it.
Ooh, that was good.